This is a Headgum podcast.
Hey, buddy, it's Weiger. The Doughboys are coming to Toronto. Sunday, September 29th, me and Mitch will be at the Danforth Music Hall with amazing special guests. Wow. Doughboys in Canada. That's right, the Burger Boy is about to join A&W's burger family. Looking forward to getting to know that teen burger. It'll be my first time in Toronto and our first Doughboys live show in Toronto. And for our listeners in America and elsewhere in the world, Toronto is the capital of Canada's largest province, Ontario. I know the actual capital of Canada is Ottawa. I'm brushing up on my leaf lore. Doughboys live in Toronto. Get your tickets at birdfuck.com. That's birdfuck.com. Wow. On June 12, 1987, 20th Century Fox released Predator, a sci-fi action movie about a squadron of commandos deployed to neutralize a cybernetic alien menacing a South American jungle. The blockbuster would graduate lead Arnold Schwarzenegger to superstardom, elevate director John McTiernan to the top tier of Hollywood helmers, and later birth an enduring meme from a burly bro shake between Arnold and the late Carl Weathers. A masterfully staged and photographed action film, its biggest influence on the genre would come via the POV sequences from the titular Predator, the first widespread use of infrared or night vision. From then on, night vision sequences would become a staple of the genre, from other science fiction takes like RoboCop and Universal Soldier to more grounded, real-world depictions of close combat like Executive Decision and Zero Dark 30. The ability of super soldiers to see in the dark is a stirring cinematic convention. And while our modern concept of night vision goggles didn't come into battlefield usage until the American-Vietnam War, it was World War II that was responsible for a still widespread myth that eating carrots can improve night vision. Faced with a massive carrot surplus due to wartime rationing of more prized foodstuffs, the British government strived to incentivize home carrot cookery by emphasizing the Orange Longboy's ability to give dark vision to Londoners, besieged by nighttime blitzkriegs by the German Luftwaffe. The myth was furthered after British pilots, aided not by carrot consumption, but by radar, proved adept at downing German planes during nighttime raids. One World War II propaganda poster read, in part, "Night sight can mean life or death. Eat carrots." The campaign worked, perhaps too well, as even today, it's widespread belief that carrot calories can help one see like a drow in the Underdark. Though perhaps that's not the worst myth to believe. The vegetable, rich in vitamin A and beta-carotene, can improve vision in general, though it won't turn your field of vision into the predator's HUD. This week on Doughboys, we conclude the Garden of Eatin, Veggie Table, the Green Gobblin, a month of reviewing Mother Nature's fast food, as we get to the chopper, the vegetable chopper, with carrots.
It's the Doughboys!
Welcome to Doughboys, the podcast about chain restaurants. I'm Nick Weiger, along with my co-host, Emperor Hirohito, the Spoon Man Mike Mitchell. What are you doing? What are you doing?
What's up, Wags?
Mitch reached across the table for our audio listeners, picked up a carrot, and held it up to his mouth like Bugs Bunny. Very well played.
I said, what's up, Wags?
That was a lot of fun. Dave sent that roast in.
Ooh, Jemmy wants a carrot.
Emperor Hirohito, roasted bird fuck.
Sorry, Jemmy.
Undercover bunny.
Is
you.
Jemmy an undercover bunny?
I think she might be.
I've never heard her bark, so maybe that adds up.
There you go.
And I did see her jump once.
Yeah, she loves
jump
jumping.
pretty high.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Does she bone all the time?
Maybe she's trying.
She's super horny.
I'm trying to think about a fourth bunny fact, and I don't
let's
have
see
one.
what else. She like Easter?
Do you lay eggs?
She dresses like a old movie star.
Okay,
That was
there
good.
you go.
Large brimmed
Yeah.
Let's see. Bunny fact.
You don't have to do that. to Google bunny
I have
facts.
an interesting fact about rabbits and carrots.
I would love to hear this.
Carrots are actually not good for rabbits.
Wow.
That's very interesting.
They're not good for rabbits.
So people, when they
Wow.
started, because Bugs Bunny famously is eating carrots, and so people were like, oh, bunnies love carrots. Let's feed all the bunnies as many carrots as we can give them. And they're not supposed to eat them. That's
100% the reason why rabbits are given carrots.
Wow.
There's a lot of sugar in them. So they're supposed to be given as a small little treat.
Wow.
Wow.
So there you go.
See what Jemmy thinks of this.
All right, Mitch is holding up a photo of Jessica Rabbit. Jemmy seems to be
Looking away.
Waiting eye contact entirely.
But it's,
Mm.
she's giving side eye.
She's
Maybe
curious.
maybe try like a sexy boy rabbit.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that guy from Usagi Yojimbo from the Ninja Turtles.
I did
I just
once
put
see her
hot boy
jump a
rabbit. Let's see what
fence
comes up here.
in the
Great.
effort to chase after a rabbit. I thought her goal was to eat the rabbit, but maybe she wanted to like run away with the rabbit.
Yeah, maybe find a husband.
Why? 'Cause how's this?
Yeah.
How's this work? This came up for Hot Boy Rabbit.
yeah, the
It's
rabbit's
just
looking
a
good.
man kissing a rabbit.
What the fuck?
She looked a little more interested. I can't tell.
This is off to a great start.
I'll be saving this for later. The Jessica Rabbit picture.
Jessica Rabbit was so sexy for being like in a children's
She
movie.
really
Yeah.
was, and it wasn't until I was older I was like, oh, these were just horny ass adult
my God.
animators. These are just like the horniest like 20 and 30-year-old guys, like, you know.
Obscene cleavage.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I remember do you remember the thing from they were like the laser disc of if you pause the laser disc for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, apparently you could see up her skirt. And
Yes.
so that was a big thing, like trying to
Yes.
frame by frame that.
Oh, I used to
No,
love
I think
looking
we had
frame by
different
frame in
types.
tapes. Who were you looking at frame by frame to try to catch a glimpse of?
Not Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
I had like a Sears catalog with like men's underwear pages open.
John's really curious about what kind of underwear to buy.
Circling them all for Christmas. I've just circled every man in the book.
Mitch, we are wrapping up the Garden of Eatin this month of
What a month. A
vegetables
month of
and fruits.
talking vegetables.
Nature's Bounty. How fun this has been.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this, actually. I thought these episodes have been really
No.
interesting.
It's not a sign that the podcast is in its twilight years. It's a good thing that we're talking about veggies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it. Has it informed your eating habits? Do you feel like you've been generally eating healthier?
I think that the fact that we haven't had to eat in the last, which is crazy, 2 weeks.
Yes.
Where we've knocked out this month in 2 weeks.
Right. Because we're recording, we're doubling up for records.
We
because
haven't had to eat
we're putting something in the
any
Frank Bank.
any shitty food for 2 weeks has been great.
Yeah, we haven't had to like, hey, we're going to review Wiener Schnitzel or we're going to review, Jack in the Box. We haven't had to eat real garbage that we love to eat, but when you
Yes.
have to eat it,
So
as
when
part
we
of
slipped
the-
up on our
part of
own, which
work-
we both did,
Exactly, right.
you feel a little bit better about that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Because I would have done it no matter. I would have had my faults no matter what.
We've talked about this, and the issue with the podcast, and I think a part of the, what's great about the podcast whose hosts are our guests today is that like there's homework involved, but it's not like you have to do something to your body, and that's what we find out ourselves doing with this podcast is like we have to eat some garbage, but then that stops feeling like the fun meal, the fun indulgence that you want to have. So yeah, I think I've been more mindful about what I've been eating lately.
There's some podcasts where you're gonna do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was a bad premise for a podcast.
Doughboys?
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
Can I just
Yeah,
say,
you've heard the show. I mean, you know.
I think you've all noticed that I'm wearing In-N-Out shoes.
I love the In-N-Out shoes.
I've wanted to be on your podcast for years. I eat so shitty. I love fast food. I love every collab. I love every limited edition item. And Marissa calls me last week and
Yeah.
she's like, we're going to go on Doughboys. I'm like, oh my God, where are we eating? She's like, we're eating carrots. I was like, what do you mean we're eating
That
carrots?
sucks.
She's like, the episode is on carrots.
Carrots, that new KFC
That's-
collab where it's like
that
DJ
sucks.
Carrots.
Are you
Making
fucking
a
kidding me
spicy
right now?
sandwich.
That I'm sitting here with you guys looking at a bowl of carrots.
I will say there is a big bowl of ranch there too,
There
which
is.
I
There is
did
a big
not
bowl of
Thank
ranch.
God.
Some old
Thank
ranch.
God.
for some unpeeled carrots that we can maybe I
Not
guess
clean, they've been washed.
they've been washed. Okay.
We accidentally broke John's heart before we recorded because we told him that the Arby's that he loves to go to is unfortunately closing
Yes.
after 55
This is
years.
breaking
I was
shoes.
going to
This
get
is
into
very
this. The
sad.
Hollywood Arby's, like by the time this episode is out, this will be
Long
it
gone.
probably will be shuttered and bulldozed, and they'll put in building some 5/1 condos with the yoga works at ground level.
on, baby.
Because that's what happens. But I think the Hollywood Arby's is closing up shop. Their famous hat sign beneath it, on the marquee, they're saying that after 55 years, we're saying goodbye, and it's sad because that's the only proper LA Arby's. I think the next closest one is in Inglewood. Mitch is trying to tempt Jemmy onto the couch.
I'm trying to get her onto the
Bunch of
couch
cheese.
with cheese. I feel so bad. I'm going to give you the cheese if you come up on the couch. I'm going to give it to you anyways.
Go get
Bunnies
it.
Come
don't
on.
like cheese.
It was carrots. No, they can eat cheese, which is
Yeah,
also
They
orange.
can, but they
That-
don't like it.
That Arby's comes in clutch. That's a
Yeah.
good Arby's.
I go to that Arby's probably twice a month. I mean, it's definitely a staple in my rotation.
Right.
And I am heartbroken. So not only have I come here and I'm expected to talk about carrots for 2 hours, right before they're like rolling, she's like, "Did you know Arby's is closing?" Go.
We could have gone to that Arby's, talked about it, like given it a nice farewell.
Uh-huh.
I think it's so bullshit because one, it has a cool sign.
Yeah.
And I've said this to you before, Wags. Burbank is now more interesting than most of Hollywood. Hollywood, California, Hollywood. There's history here, 100-year-old history here.
Yeah.
All the cool landmarks are washed away. It's fucking boring
Cinerama
condos.
Dome's like shuttered.
Yeah, that's a
Cinerama Dome is shuttered. No one cares.
So you're saying everybody who comes to visit LA on vacation with their family get as far as the Burbank airport,
And
you not stay in a half a mile radius, and you'll see all that
Go
you
to
need to see.
IKEA.
Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
look, Hollywood Boulevard, Grauman's Chinese Theater, you got the Roosevelt across the street. All that stuff is good. But they're going to take down the big Arby's sign? That's fun. That's a fun thing of being in Hollywood. You
Is
drive
that why
down the
you
street.
came to Hollywood as a kid to see the big Arby's sign?
He's flying in. He can see it from the plane. I'm here.
Actually, funny you say that because when I did first fly into when I first came to LA, my first flight was to Burbank Airport. And I was like looking out the window being like, whoa, and then like saw Warner Brother and I was like, whoa, cool, this is Hollywood. But I had no idea that I was
That's where the Animaniacs live.
Yeah.
the
Burbank's
smokehouse. I mean, there's a lot. Burbank has a lot of old cool stuff now that they don't destroy for condos.
Yeah.
And the airport, it's like carpeted. It's like got carpet from the 70s in it. It's like it's all old and small and great. I mean,
It's
Burbank
cool.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
what's your issue?
I love Burbank, baby.
Hollywood's losing a lot of its charm. I will agree. It's a lot of its history is being, unfortunately,
It hasn't
washed
been
away.
the same since
John's
Kevin
gonna
Spacey
be-
went away.
Uh-oh.
John's gonna be at Arby's on the day they close, and he's gonna have like a little black veil over his face and like, be dressed in all black, holding a bouquet of roses.
The Doughboys will be there with you.
Yeah.
When is his official last day?
I don't have
know.
any context on this. I just found out today that it's closing. So I guess I expect it to be shuttered by the time this episode is out in August, but I don't know.
What was the
so
deal they
sad.
used to have? How many sandwiches for
5 for 5.
Five for
I mean,
five. Okay, 5
yeah.
for 5.
it's iconic.
Yeah.
What's your go-to at Arby's?
Okay, I'm glad you asked because I was just about to say. So I have moved up to the half pounder.
Yeah.
It's a huge sandwich. I don't take the horsey sauce. I don't take the Arby's sauce. I go home and I make my own horseradish
Wow.
sauce.
Wow.
And I kind of upscale it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's perfection.
Do you just do the roast beef? You don't do the beef and cheddar?
I don't like the onions on. I used to.
Yeah.
I kind of grew out of it.
Yeah, I like that cheddar sauce is the thing. I think they have a really great cheese sauce. And the other thing is like their fries are so good. I love the curly fries.
Yeah.
They
used
might
to
have a few tubs of the cheese sauce like in the back that they don't have anything to do with.
What the fuck are we gonna do for Arby's? Where's the closest one after this one?
It's Inglewood. And that one I've gone to a number of times. It's a good Arby's. But yeah, it's a
What
little
the
out of the
fuck's
way.
going on?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
I know.
I actually know because I talked to the owner of this Arby's like 6 months ago because I couldn't order online and it was driving me crazy. So I called, I complained because this is what I do. I was like, I don't understand why I can't order online. And I sent it and I forget about it. And the next day it's like, you have a mail from Arby's. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right. I wrote Arby's. And the guy calls me and he explained, he's like, we're an Arby's, but we're a franchise. And he's like, my mom has owned this for 50 years. He's like, so when you see us, we're more like a mom and pop shop than like a big
Right.
company. So then I was like, okay, like that made it make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
He's like, we can't afford all the new infrastructure to do all the things that modern stores can do.
Well, there you go.
I'm sure you encounter this with the brands you cover on Brand, but it's like there are some ones that have a much more control over individual locations, and there's other ones where it's just kind of like, look, you're going to sell our product and like fend for yourself.
Yeah,
that's like the Subway model, and like a lot of Subways are just the owners are underwater and trapped in debt spirals.
I have one of my saddest moments at that Arby's. You know this.
Yeah, I remember.
Is that I was in the line. I don't think I ever told it on the podcast, but I was waiting in line, and that Arby's has another place where you can
have
pull
told
up.
this. On
I
the
have
podcast
told it
like at least 3 times.
Oh, okay.
But you can say it again.
I thought that I never told it because it was so embarrassing.
Yeah,
but some lady pulled up at like to the line right when it was about to like move, and she just got there, and then she pulled into the spot. And I was like, what the fuck? I beeped and was like, what? And then she rolled down her window, and I was like, I was here first. Like, it was so embarrassing. And then she was like, fine, like, go then. And then I was like, this sucks. And so I was in line, and then the way I made up for it is I got to the cash register, so I was like, I'm going to buy the lady's meal behind me. So I bought her meal.
Aww.
And then I went around, and she came up next to me, and she was like, thank you. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, we both just felt kind of embarrassed.
It was a low moment for both of you.
I think it was a very low moment for both of us.
But I maintain you were in the right.
I was in the right. Look,
this was not like
the
a
right.
take turn situation. She was trying to cut the line.
Yes. Yeah. It's not. So if you're in line first, and then someone's like, hey, there's like where they intersect.
Yes.
You have to let the people who are in line there first go. It doesn't make any sense.
While we're retelling stories we've told on the podcast, so I had a related anecdote, which was that I was in line at the In-N-Out Burger, and this particular In-N-Out franchise
Maroon
has a
that's the In-N-Out line.
Forget about
I know.
Forget about
That's the
it.
whole thing. So it's a long line, and it's extending into the street. And so I'm in the street, and there's a part where there's a driveway, and there's a big signage that says "Keep alley clear." So like I'm the first car in front of the driveway. I've stopped there. I see this fucking car come.
Was it a Scientology sign?
Yeah, it was what? What are you talking about?
Keep alley clear. I don't know. Alley might be a Scientologist. I want to keep her clear.
Kirstie Alley was a Scientologist.
Yeah,
Kirstie Alley
Wow.
could be it. I guess so.
Thank you. Yeah, Kirstie
Wait, how
Alley.
is Alley spelled? Wait, is it the same way?
It is spelled the same way as
Okay,
Kirstie
so-
Alley.
okay,
So
okay.
it could
All
be.
right.
Kirstie Alley.
There you go.
Okay. So you get all mad at me, and you say, "Jesus Christ."
Yeah, when really you fucking suck and he rules.
And Kirstie Alley's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, you piece of shit.
John just like built a suspension bridge to try to justify that long road.
There was no long road there. I thought I had it. I mean, I appreciated John backing me up.
Yes,
on
yeah.
this.
Like a
Trying to
good
make
friend,
sense
yeah.
of your quip. Anyway, so it said keep alley clear.
Mhm.
Not Kirstie
Kirstie
Alley.
Alley.
It's not Kirstie Alley. It says keep driveway clear. The sign
Oh,
says,
it says keep
yeah, I'm
driveway clear.
misremembering now. The sign actually said keep driveway clear. So your joke actually doesn't make sense, Mitch. Anyway, so the sign says keep driveway clear. I'm waiting there. I see this car coming through the alley, and I was like, they're gonna do it, aren't they? And they cut in line right in front of me. So
Why, yeah, yada.
Oh boy.
I got out of my car.
Oh,
I was
my
that guy.
God.
I put my
No.
car in park. I got out of my car. I went over there. It's a couple of fucking teens. It's like a
course.
girl and her boyfriend or whatever. And I'm just fucking yelling at them. I was like, "Are you in line for an In-N-Out Burger?" And like I'm yelling at them, and they're acting like oh, we can't hear you. Sorry, because their windows are up. I was like, I make them roll their window down. And I yell at them.
Oh my God.
And then I realized, like, I'm at the age where, because they were super scared, I'm at a great, like, yelling at teens, like, age. Like, I've reached that threshold where now it's scary for me to yell at you if you're a teenager,
That's
as
really
scared
fun.
as teenagers as I've been of my whole life. Anyway, they ended up getting out of line and then parking, and then they walked into the store, so
Jeez
it worked. But anyway, that remakes this happened again, not to me, but I was like, I saw another car. It's the same situation. I saw another car cut in front of the car behind me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what's going on. The car right behind them starts leaning on the horn. This was like a couple weeks ago. And they're just leaning on the horn. And then I see the employees at In-N-Out Burger, because it's one of those ones where the employees wait outside to take your order with their little iPads. They check in with each other. There's like, come on, let's go. And they go over and they yell at that car and they make that car get out of line. I was like, that's amazing. And then I went up to them and I was like, good for you. And they were like, oh yeah, we love doing that. I was like, oh yeah, you must. Because you're probably dealing with asshole customers all the time. So you finally get to turn the tables and say, get the fuck out of here. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you're like, I can stick around here and yell at customers too if you like.
You have an iPad. You're like halfway there.
And they give away the hats. You're just an intern at In-N-Out yelling at people for getting in line. That's fun. You haven't even started the show
We
yet.
haven't. Mitch, you got to play your drum.
Imagine seeing your fallen down ass come out of the fucking car. You're very much like Michael Douglas in Falling Down.
He was a man at the end of his rope.
He was.
They definitely still talk about you, that couple. They might have been in like having a fight and then like that like loosened the tension.
Yeah.
And then that you like rebreathe.
Yeah, they might be like, roll down your window, and then they laugh or whatever. Yeah. It's a possibility.
Psycho came by and yelled at us.
That sweaty old guy was crying. Remember that?
But I gotta say this: all you line cutters, it's not gonna happen
Stop
anymore.
cutting the line.
Stop cutting lines.
The entitlement is crazy. I cannot believe it.
It's gonna come for you.
Your day's coming.
Yeah.
I like it. Wags, I'm a man who likes sleep. You know that about me. And you know what I like? Comfortable sleep, sound sleep. I like to wake up refreshed.
Yeah.
You know how I do that? With my Helix sleep mattress.
Wow.
That's right, my Helix sleep mattress. You've heard me rave about it enough. I've had it for a good 7 years now almost. Wow. 7 years. And you know what? I've gotten the best sleep of my life on that thing.
I should try that out. I usually sleep on a bed made of Patreon bucks.
A bed made of Patreon dollars?
Yeah, just a big pile of money.
It's not
ergonomic.
It's not ergonomic at all. Your back probably hurts quite a bit.
Helix Sleep is a premium mattress brand that provides tailored mattresses based on your unique sleep preferences. The Helix lineup includes 14 unique mattresses, including a collection of luxury models, a mattress for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids.
So how will you know which Helix mattress works best for you and your body?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you how, Wags. You take the Helix Sleep Quiz and find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes.
Wow.
I took the Helix Sleep Quiz, and you know what? I got matched with a Moonlight Luxe mattress. Ooh-wee, is it soft? I feel like I'm sleeping on a cloud. I love it. And you know what? Wally Norma love it too. You know who else loves it? Mama. When she comes to town, I let her sleep in bed. I sleep on the couch because I'm a great son.
And your personalized mattress is shipped straight to your door free of charge.
Wow.
Helix knows there's no better way to test out a new mattress than by sleeping on it in your own home. That's why they offer a, get this, 100-night trial.
Wow.
And a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress.
Everybody's unique and everyone sleeps differently. That's why Helix has several different mattress models to choose from, each designed for specific sleep positions and feel preferences. Models with membrane foam layers to provide optimal pressure relief if you sleep on your side. Models with more responsive foam to cradle your body for essential support in stomach and back sleeping positions. Plus, enhanced cooling features to keep you from overheating at night. And if your spine needs some extra TLC, they got you. Every Helix mattress has a hybrid design combining individually wrapped steel coils in the base with premium foam layers on top. It's the perfect combination of comfort and support.
Mitch, not only is this mattress the best you have ever slept on, and the best I've ever slept on too.
What the?
That's right, I sneak into your house when you're away.
Oh my God.
Sleep in your bed.
Horrifying.
And you know what? That bed is just right.
Oh no.
Not only is it the best I've ever slept on, but the setup was fast and easy. Helix mattresses are delivered in a box and straight to your door for free.
Plus, Helix mattresses are American-made and come with a 10 or 15-year warranty, depending on the model. Don't want to take my word for it?
No.
Helix? I know you don't. Well, Helix has been awarded the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. It is even recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving your sleep.
Wow, Helix is offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/doughboys. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Wags, sometimes I sneak in your place and sleep in your bed, too.
Why I oughta. All right, Mitch, you got to play a drop.
I'm going to hit him with a drop. Did I tell you what happened down there on the bayou Chimique just recently? I was on Bourbon and Canal when I bumped into a gator walking on his hind legs. And you know what he said to me? He told me, I'm going to use my hoodoo powers on you. And look, we have a few drinks. One thing leads to another. The gate is back in my hotel room. I'm sucking this gator's little dick. I said, you son of a bitch. I thought we were friends. And he said, we are friends. Friends with benefits. Oh, Jesus. Yikes. I think when we were doing that, I thought it was good. It's the scary part about all that. Whew. All right, here we go. Hi, gang. Mitch's storytelling about his time in Nolans was too good not to set to some Zydeco music. You know Zydeco music, Wags?
Yeah.
Hopefully
I saw Zydeco Band.
Wow.
The Long Beach Blues Festival.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is cool.
I like the washboard guy. He's a guy who just goes up there with a washboard and does this.
You could get one of those.
I bet I could.
Yeah.
You're good in that.
You could entertain people in and out as you yell at them for being on the wrong line. Hopefully there's a season 2 of Twisted Metal. There is. And we'll get some more stories about Mitch's encounter with the gator. Not going to be a gator. It's going to be one of those rare northern gators this time.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Steve in Ontario. Steve, I might be closer to you.
Wow.
Professor Steve in the DS, the dose scored. P.S. Yes, this is the second drop I've sent you today. It's either this or clean my house. Wow.
Yeah. Well done. Drops at
Nice that we're ruining
birdfuck.com.
people's lives.
And then if I didn't credit the roaster, that was Dave, roasts at birdfuck.com. And hey, let's introduce our guests from On Brand with John and Marissa. Great podcast, John Glover and Marisa Pinson. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having
carrots.
us.
I'm very. No, I'll stop making fun of carrots. I'm on board.
I want to, Marissa, you frequent guest of the podcast, beloved guest of the podcast.
Oh,
You've been on the road with us. The hashtag pin pals are going nuts with your reappearance. John, you're new to the pod, and I know you're from Ohio, home of Wendy's, Skyline Chili, Swenson's Drive-In. Do you have any Ohio favorite chain restaurants?
Definitely. I'm from Cincinnati, so when I go home...
Specifically Cincinnati.
Yeah, and so Skyline is ingrained in me. When I go home,
Wow.
I hit Long John Silver's, which is not an Ohio place, but we don't really have them here. Skyline,
yeah, no.
We do have we have them here with KFCs, and they're just not the same thing.
Have you been to the one in Gardena? It's horrible.
I've been to all of them, and they're all horrible. Like it's just a different thing.
Bummer.
Yeah. But Skyline Chili's probably it's one of the ones that I go to the most when I'm home, and I think it's one of those ones that most people in the country know somehow.
Right.
Like whenever you bring it up, everyone has heard of it. So that's probably one I hit the most.
Yeah. What's your order? Because you're an onion skeptic, right?
Cheese, sorry.
You what? I didn't even know.
He's sneaking.
You didn't have to confess anything. I was just like, oh, there he is. He looks cute. I'm eating cheese. I'm not hitting on you. We're good.
I know. I didn't think. I just was eating cheese. I felt bad. You were telling interesting stuff, and I was just sitting here eating cheese. So I felt bad.
Well, it's Mitch is conscious because we're on video, and it's in the same 2 shot. So probably we were watching him eat cheese while
Chomp
you're telling
on cheese.
Yeah, you're not good. But hold on. You talk about Skyline Chili. I know you're something of an onion skeptic. Is that correct? You go no onions on your orders?
Yeah, definitely.
So my thought
this
was
kind of pisses me off, actually.
Okay, let's get into it.
Skyline Chili is like, I always think of that as like you get it like 3-way, 5-way, or whatever. I've never had it, but like one of the ways is adding onions.
Yeah, if you order a cheese coney, it comes with cheese, chili, mustard, onions.
Okay.
So I ordered the same thing, just no onions.
Just no onions.
Yeah, it also comes on spaghetti, and that's the way you order it, like 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, and each way adds a new thing to it. I think I don't usually get the spaghetti,
right.
But one way adds beans to it, one way adds, I think, the onions, and it just keeps growing.
I'm intrigued by the idea of chili spaghetti. I've made it on my own in my home, but like I feel like I'm more of a dog dude. I would get the hot dog. That's what you get there, right?
I get the hot dog because I can make the spaghetti at home so easily,
right.
And they're hot. It's almost like so crappy you can't replicate. Like I've tried to make it at home, and like you buy hot dogs at the store, they're actually too good.
Yes,
they're like too flavorful. Like you have to find a very bland, sad hot dog for it to all work. So yeah, that's what I usually get.
And you smuggle I've heard you talk about this on Brand. You smuggle Skyline Chili home. You put it in your luggage.
I do.
Yeah.
I smuggle so much stuff home. When I come home, I like go to Cincinnati with a bag that weighs like 3 pounds, and I always hit the 50-pound limit on my way back.
Wow.
It's full of cans. It's full of just foods from everywhere. It's insane.
But it's not like foods like necessarily from like the to-go section of a store. It'll be like like a wrapped in wax paper
It's all over the
food
place.
that like you'll be at home from Ohio for like a week and you're like, oh, I'm eating something from
yeah.
Ohio. And you said that you love eating food from another land.
Yeah, I have a weird thing. I like having a little piece of home in my refrigerator in California. For some reason, I find that like very comforting.
I get that, yeah.
And I also get full very easily. So like I usually can't finish a meal, so I throw it in a Ziploc bag and throw it in my luggage. I'm like, I'll finish this steak in 2 weeks in LA. And then most of it goes in the fridge, and then in about a month, I just throw it all away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, everyone's wowing. This feels bad.
I'll take
I
some
don't feel
stuff.
like this is a supportive environment now.
No, that means me and Mitch saying wow means we're intrigued.
Okay, when Mars says it, Mars usually like, this is sad.
Well, John and I were fighting because you recently took some food home from my house. My
This is
sister-
for this show?
My sister was having a party, and like this was not my party. My sister was having a party, and we're like neighbors. So we were over at her house for the party, and somebody had brought a cake from Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Oh, yeah.
We know it.
And it's so good. It was like a full size, like the big boy. It was the big bun.
We know we got the big boy.
And it was a big party. There were like 20 people there. That cake is so rich. Like you take a little sliver and you're pretty satisfied.
Yes.
Yeah.
John has eyes on this cake all party long. And so is my daughter. My 5-year-old daughter is peering at the cake. She's like, when can we have it? I'm like, this isn't our party. When they cut it, I'll make sure you get a piece. John slithers into the kitchen, cuts
Like a
himself
snake.
like a snake,
I'll let her tell her side,
Cuts
and then I'll tell
himself.
the same story.
a sixth of the cake.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Go on.
And then later that night, I say, oh, you got some of the cake. Is there any more? No, it turns out the cake is all gone. John is at my home. We're hanging out like this, much like this, sitting on the couch hanging out. And I said, oh, you got some cake? It's all gone? He does not offer me so much as a bite.
Oh, my God.
And I've never had Nothing Bundt Cakes. I went on and on how excited I was to try it, how excited my daughter was to try it. And he takes this big honk of cake home with him.
None of this happened.
He takes a big honk of cake home with him. And then I say, at least, John, at least tell me you ate it all.
Okay.
Did you eat it all?
Now, my version of the story. I'll make it a lot quicker. It was at the end of the party. Almost everyone had left. This lady's like, should I take my cake home? And we were inside. Nobody else was even there. And one person was like, could I have a little to take home? She's like, absolutely. She had it open. I was like, do you mind if I have a little also? She's like, sure. I was like, is this too much? You know how Nothing But the Cake has those bumps? It was like,
Yeah.
it was probably serving for 3.
3 bumps?
2.5, not 3 whole bumps, but it was like only like 1.5 inches, 2 inches.
Right.
And then I was kind of surprised. She was like, yeah. Then I was like, I've done something wrong here, but I took it anyway. And then I took it home, and she didn't get any. And
The Doughboys will have a ruling on this, right, Wags?
Yeah, we'll have an official ruling.
Yeah, you
okay, I
have
should
to.
throw in also that I never did get around to eating it. I'm really bad about taking stuff home. I just like to take stuff home.
John,
I will say
you are
God.
guilty.
Yeah, I say guilty.
You're
Sorry.
guilty.
The next morning, my daughter woke up. The first thing she said was, can I have some of the cake? And I said, no, Uncle John took all of it, and he didn't want to share.
Oh, my God.
And
That's
she was
why
like,
she doesn't like
and
me.
she was like, why? Why did he need so much? You're supposed to share. Like,
so ridiculous. I feel like I'm on
didn't-
Jerry Springer.
you didn't even eat it. Wow.
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 John,
This
I
is
think
gonna be
you're found guilty in this scenario for the fact that you didn't eat the cake. If
I
you ate the
know.
cake,
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I wouldn't have cared about
Yes. Yeah.
your daughter not getting any
Yeah,
cake.
I same. Yeah.
Does it help at all that the cake is still in the fridge?
Oh, Jesus. This was
How
like
long ago was
3
this party?
weeks ago.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Oh, no, that makes it worse, honestly.
Damn. Fine, guilty. What's next?
Oh, boy.
Cake doesn't, a cake, well, I guess it can. Anything
don't
can
know.
mold, I
Yeah,
guess, right?
you don't want to eat an old bunt.
It's just you're losing the fun of it at that point. I feel like it's
Yeah,
been
I
sitting for
know.
3 weeks.
Ugh.
That is the issue with how I live my life. Like I take home something good, and by the time I get around to it, it's so sad.
And then I'll be
Yes.
like, how was it? He was like, it was okay. It was like, what was it, 3 weeks old and like sat in your car for like 2 days?
My stomach hurt for a couple weeks afterwards, but
yeah.
it was fine.
Which
Yeah,
is-
salmonella.
We were talking about, we went to Zingerman's, which we love
Oh, my
Zingerman's.
So this was when we
Favorite.
were on tour. We were
Yeah.
in the Midwest. We were in Detroit specifically.
Mhm.
And Marissa was with us. She was our guest.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you go because I suggested, or were you already going?
Think because you suggested
I feel like
so,
I'm
yeah.
the reason you went to Zingerman.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I love Zingerman's. Before that visit, I loved Zingerman. So I'm sure that I was pushing it as well.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But I'm sure if she brought it up at all, it is because of you. I'm sure it was a joint thing. I'm just saying I loved Zingerman's.
Yeah, sure.
You had tried Zingerman's before too.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But he had never been to the. Yeah,
I thought you were Zingerman virgin.
I was not. I was not. No.
Okay.
Regular
I was.
virgin, not Zingerman virgin.
Yeah.
But yes, Emma, you had never tried it. Our flight got canceled that day. Or was it? Yeah, was it that day or the next day?
We woke up and our flight was canceled, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
we,
my memory
we
of it.
suddenly had like a lot of time to kill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
were supposed to fly out that morning, and in the middle of the night, all of our flights got canceled.
That's right.
And Amelia had tried. We had to do some rescheduling, and then we had like a whole day to kill before our flights because we had to take
Yeah.
night flights.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like great.
It was
awesome.
it was nice.
It
We
was
spent the
fun.
whole day there. You hated it, I believe.
No, we flew. This is the thing. This is part of it. We flew separately.
Yes.
So my flight was early. So I was like part of I was a splinter cell, and y'all went on your own.
Yours
little side
yours
mission.
wasn't direct. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, mine I had to fly to like Atlanta, I think.
Yeah, you had to fly backwards to then fly.
Right, or Orlando. It was a weird route.
Oh, yeah.
I think I flew to
wow.
Orlando.
That's terrible.
But you were so happy to not spend any time with us that you took that flight right away. I think that was the bottom line. It's like you're
We
like,
took like
I'm
a
fucking
32-hour flight
Yeah,
to
to
be
not-
alone on an airplane.
I think you got
away from
home
us.
literally like an hour before us.
I did,
And
yes,
we stayed there. We were there all day.
No, there was a reason. It was a thing where it was like there was one seat on this flight and two seats on this
Yeah.
other flight. It was not like a my choice.
And guess what? On our flight, the seats were wide open. We had no one sitting between us.
We got to sit in a row with a seat in between us, so we could just hang out and put all of our
Wow.
food in. We got a bunch
That
of
could've been
pastries
me.
and stuff from Zingerman's.
Michael
and we put
Bryan
them in the
was
middle.
there
Yeah,
on the
Michael
flight.
Bryan was on the flight.
It was a great
We
setup.
had a really fun time.
Wow.
We saw the BJ Novak movie in the theaters. It was we had a great day. But Zingerman's, you brought home a sandwich for
For John,
John.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the sandwich? Was it a Reuben?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have a really specific way. It was like instead of sauerkraut, you like coleslaw. This is about thing with being friends with John is you have to know he has like modifications on every order everywhere.
yeah.
And so
Mhm.
like I know his orders everywhere. So Zingerman's, he gets coleslaw instead of sauerkraut,
Untoasted.
untoasted,
Yeah.
and it's on
On sourdough instead of rye.
a sourdough instead of rye, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that sandwich has been in your fridge for what, 2 years now?
I actually brought it here today to share.
You're like Homer with that like big sandwich next to his
I
head.
mean, the thing about Zingerman's, I was in Ann Arbor like years ago and just came across Zingerman's, had that sandwich, and I couldn't believe how good it was. And then like a few years later, I was like, was that sandwich really as good as I remember? And I ended up at Zingerman's again, and it was. Like, it's just, I think, one of the best sandwiches I've ever had.
It's a great spot. I now like order stuff from Zingerman's all the time. I'll send people stuff from Zingerman's and my mom or whatever. I bought my mom Supper of the Month Club for
Oh, that's
Zingerman's
fun.
and Cheese of the Month Club. So
That's
I
great.
bought my mom Cheese of the Month Club, my sister Supper of the Month Club, and then they came together and they had cheese and dinner. It was
That's really cute.
That's
very nice.
awesome.
But when did you eat the sandwich when Marissa brought it home for you?
And this was a sandwich that I bought at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it stayed like flopping around in my backpack for like 14 hours.
Yeah, you lost some hot Coke or some what was it?
I lost
fudge?
it. I had a
Fudge.
jar
Dump
of
your
fudge
fudge
that
to
I had to
TSA.
dump at TSA, which was, I was so sad.
TSA
Because it's
is-
sealed. And to me, fudge is not a liquid.
It's not a
It's
liquid.
not a liquid.
Yeah.
If you hold it upside down, it doesn't
Yeah.
dribble. What's
They-
the test?
They took away my closed can of Dolly Parton frosting because they said it was a
Yes.
liquid.
Absurd.
That's
Absurd.
insane.
Absurd.
That's
Duncan Hines,
insane.
Dolly Parton
Yeah.
frosting.
You know that they've made a big Sunday with both of these.
That's what I said.
Oh my God.
That's what I said. And I
That's
told her,
Sick fucks.
it's like when you're in that position, it is such a fine line between like being able to be angry and getting kicked out, like dragged out of the airport. And
Right.
I was like, I know you're going to eat this. And she's like, I was like, that's as crazy as I can get. And then I left.
I was
But
begging the TSA agent to eat it. I was like, please, it's like a $12 fudge. Please eat it. Don't just throw it away. It's sealed.
Give it
and
to
he
your
slowly
children.
poured it out in front of you.
He would have to stand there for like 3 days to get that to pour out because it is not a liquid.
But
I
to answer
stand
your
by it.
question, we ate that sandwich either the night she got back or the next day. It was a little long and it didn't. It should have been.
It didn't last. It didn't. I thought that if you
mean-
ate it that day, it would be okay. But I guess maybe not.
No, we learned that we should have just separated all the ingredients and assembled it there.
Mhm.
You can't have
Yeah.
a saucy
Right.
sandwich travel for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and this gives me a pivot to On Brand, y'all's podcast, which people should definitely check out. I've been binging the back catalog. It's an awesome podcast.
that's
It's
Thank
really,
you.
really
Thank
great.
you.
It's so entertaining. It's super like the research is really, really impressive, and you inform your subjects, like, and I'm genuinely learning stuff even about brands that I feel like I know pretty well, including In-N-Out Burger, which I mentioned earlier. So one thing is that there is a flyaway burger that you can get an In-N-Out Burger, which is that the components are separate. The hot stays hot and the cold stays cold. So if you want to travel it to somebody else, you can present it in a better state.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But another thing is, and I know you don't have your research in front of you, but if you can recap this anecdote, because I found this fascinating, the etymology of animal style, where that came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the president of In-N-Out put out a book recently, and that was not a story. I mean, it's just something we've kind of, it's been on this unsecret menu for all of our lives.
Yes. Everyone's aware. I think who goes to In-N-Out regularly is aware of the animal style burger. It's the not so secret menu. They call it that on their website.
Because it's not listed on the board.
Yes.
Does everyone know what animal style is? I'm sure if they grilled onions, extra sauce. The
mustard,
patty is
fried
cooked
patty.
in mustard,
Yeah. So it's just one of the main ways people order food. And the story that she told is when the In-N-Out first opened, it was like, back in the 50s, there's like, it's like Happy Days. Like you've got all these kids like hanging out in the parking lot, and they're kind of rowdy as people like, kids at that time could be. And I guess employees were allowed to make hamburgers any way they wanted for themselves. So this guy would make his hamburger that way. And one of those rowdy kids came up and was like, hey, I make me something fun. So he made him the burger the way that he makes. And he's like, oh, man, this is great. He leaves, comes back the next day. He's like, give me another one of those burgers. He keeps doing this. And he's finally like, I need to know a way to like order this hamburger. Like, what do you call this? And I guess the people that had worked in In-N-Out referred to all those riffraffs outside as the animals, like, because they were just kind of wild. And he's like,
these
you know what?
Greasers hanging out in their hot rods.
Exactly. It's like, we'll just call this animal style.
Wow.
Isn't that
And history
so
was made.
amazing.
I didn't know
love
the
that.
animals were like a crew of regulars.
I know, a crew of rowdy guys.
Isn't that cool?
So cute.
Mitch hates it.
I wanted to be Animal from the Muppets.
Oh, I forgot to add. That actually was part of it. Too.
Yeah. Now I'm excited. It's California. It's back in the day. It's in Hollywood. I wanted it to be I wanted Animal to be there.
Here's another bit of research that I
Muppet Studio is right around the corner
That's
from an
true.
In-N-Out.
That is true.
That's true.
Here's another bit of research that I wrote down as a bullet point in my own notes from your podcast. The inventor of Pringles was cremated and buried in a Pringles can.
That is true, yes.
That's wild.
That is wild.
The name of a Pringles shape is the hyperbolic paraboloid,
Yes.
and that is the shape of a Pringle. And a lot of research went into that shape and how it like perfectly stacked. And it was the biggest complaints about chips at that time is that they were always all crunched up in the bag.
Right.
So they were trying to come up with an invention that, would keep chips from breaking, before they got to your mouth. And so he was so proud of his invention that he asked to be buried in a Pringles can.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
So cool.
What food are you guys going to get buried in?
Pringles can.
Probably a big vat of chili.
A vat of chili? Like a coffin filled with chili that you're just
I think
lowered
probably
in?
something like that.
Okay.
We had we were next door to at our old studio, which doesn't exist anymore, but we were next door to Chili John's.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like similar to what's the place in Skyline.
Yeah, this is a Burbank institution. It's like this old
Marissa
school
doesn't
chili
give a
place.
shit about it. She'd rather have condos go up in its place.
That's right. Give me your yoga words. Give me your Jamba Juice. Or should I say Jamba? I went to a Jamba Juice the other day. They're just called Jamba
They're just called
now.
Jamba now. They Sean Parkered it. They dropped the juice. It's cleaner.
Jamba is like, it's going downhill.
I was
right
going to
on the wall.
say, if you have a new condo pop up, you're not including Jamba Juice.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No.
No.
You might get a sweet green. You could get a sweet green in
Absolutely.
there, but you're not going to get a Jamba
Yeah,
Juice.
what is the juice? They get a quench, right, or creation?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they get
a
a quench
bowl.
of creation.
Yeah.
Or no, would they get even what is the pressed?
Pressed.
They
Yeah,
might get a
pressed.
pressed
They get a pressed.
juicery or something.
All of which I think we reviewed pressed. We reviewed all of these. I think.
Yeah, I think so. We've reviewed every fucking thing
Yeah.
except for carrots.
Only carrots.
Yeah, you're not on like Popeye's number 7. You're on like Carrots number 1.
Oh, that's
Wow.
true. The first of the carrots.
Hey, buddy, the whole team is here to tell you about the new hats we have, courtesy of our buddies over at Kinship Goods.
Wow.
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 Now, Emma's over there. She's wearing our classic Five Forks hat, which, of course, remains in stock. Mitch, you got
That's
a new...
barktastic, says Jemmy.
Jemmy has endorsed all these as barktastic. Yes. Mitch, you are wearing the new beanie that we have. This is a Doughboys beanie with a red band, and it's got a gray top.
I just realized I stole from Billy Madison. That's quacktastic. But that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine. I'm wearing the beanie. We put it on me, a guy with a big head, to show that it works for you big-headed lugs out there.
It's big.
But I've been wearing that thing, too. I've been wearing it on my normal-sized head. So it fits all domes.
Okay, normal-sized head.
Amelia, I got kind of a big head. Amelia is wearing our Doughboys black and white dad hat. If you just want like a really classic. A reserved look.
Yeah.
Just got the font on there. And then I've got, what I've got on my own head is the gold snapback. So there you go. If you want more of that flat brim sort of thing. This is the kind of hat I like to wear, and now we offer it for our Doughboys fans.
All these hats are comfortable. They look good. They're barktastic. I think that if you're interested in them, you should grab them.
Go ahead and grab them. You can order those, as always, at birdfuck.com or direct at kinshipgoods.com/doughboys.
Amelia, what were you going to say?
Nothing. I was going to say, if you get the gold snapback, you can, get mustard all over it and nobody would even know.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Ketchup on the beanie, mustard on the snapback. You're
That's right.
covered.
And you don't have to be a dad to wear the dad hat either.
That's true. I'm not a dad and I'm wearing one right now.
Hell
That's
yeah.
not stolen valor. She can do that. Blueberry compote on the Five Forks hat.
There we go.
And then, strawberries and
Ketchup.
gray milk?
Blood.
Yes, strawberries and gray milk. All these hats are available now at birdfuck.com.
Or direct at kinshipgoods.com/doughboys. That's kinshipgoods.com/doughboys. Get your new hats.
Or birdpluck.com. Do it.
I'm just curious, as someone who has his own, I do my own research with the podcast. What is your secret to research? Because I know this is
I just want to say, if we do carrots too.
We'll get there.
Will we?
Yeah,
Baby
of course.
carrots.
Baby carrot.
We're getting into baby carrots.
Oh, I have some thoughts on baby
Oh, I
carrots.
love this.
The more normal carrot, if you ask me.
It's funny you ask that because I think we've posted a couple times like, hey, we want to start guesting on more podcasts. Where should we go? So many people are like, you've got to go on Doughboys because she's a Doughboy darling. And someone was like, I want to see you and me go head to head and research because I think they like the way we both
We'll see the
research.
carrot battle today.
I would say this listed on Brad. You'd smoke me.
Well, John has an Emmy for research.
It's true.
So
I do.
we really can't compete with him.
It's embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it. But let me tell you about the whole night. No, I mean, it's ridiculous. I literally have an Emmy in my living room that's like John Glover for outstanding achievement in a craft research, which
Amazing.
who even knew that was a category?
Yeah.
What was it for? What
It was for an HBO documentary called Veto, which was about an AIDS rights activist. And just a funny story about the Emmys. It was for the news and documentary Emmys. There's 5 different Emmys. There's the primetime, which is the one everybody knows, daytime, sports, news and documentary. And
The
mine
Rossums.
Huh?
The Rossums.
And so
that's after I say no, keep Allie clear. You think I'm gonna support you in the Rossums?
I thought that was fun.
Think again. Think again.
One of the 5 Emmys is the Rossums.
I liked it, and because of the way you treated me earlier, I couldn't appreciate it. I presented at the daytime Emmys.
Ooh,
Whoa.
really? For what category?
It was, I don't know, some fucking, I don't know.
I watched soap.
Sexiest news anchor?
Best on-air fart.
Worst presenter.
Hey, I won the award.
I won?
This is very funny. I went and they were like, you can bring someone if you want. Guess who came and watched me present at the daytime Emmys? Bugmain. Me and Bugmain. Bugmain was there. I presented at the daytime Emmys.
Was he just there anyway, just skulking around?
It's a place that he just could be at. But it was me and a very pretty newscast lady, and we both went up and read whatever. And I didn't even know who the people were, but it was it was fun to do. It was fun to do an award show. It was very nerve-wracking. How did you go up on stage and get the award and everything like that?
I did. And they had told us we were up in the second story, so we're there's no way we're gonna win. And then we won. And then we had to run outside of the theater, down and come. And I guess they're showing a clip during that, which is why they show clips to give people time to do it. And they had told us only one person could give a speech. So the director was giving the speech. And I was standing so far back because I was so nervous. Someone like started poking me in the back to like get me closer to the microphone. And then I got up there and he finished his speech and I was like, I'm not supposed to say anything. And I was like, fuck it. And like, I went up because it was my mom's birthday. And I was like, I know I'm not supposed to say anything, but I just want to say it's my mom's birthday and I just want to fucking Emmy and this is never going to happen again. So this is awesome. Yeah. And everyone was like, yeah. Like it was such a cool moment.
That's so cool.
Really
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. For a nerdy researcher. And I just want to say we were up against 60 Minutes. So I was like,
Wow.
I fucking beat 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Eat shit 60 minutes.
Yeah. Fuck you, 60 Minutes. So there's that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's so cool.
Thanks.
Who hosts 60 Minutes?
I mean, there's Ed Bradley, Morley Safer,
Jesus Christ.
Mike Wallace.
Calm down.
Mike Wallace.
He's got it up on his thing. And then in
Leslie
1997,
No, I actually don't know who the current. I think Steve Croft is on there, but there's been a lot of turnover. Some of those guys
Mike
passed away.
Wallace. That works for me. I just want to sell one of them to eat shit.
wasn't
I
there
got
some?
one.
There was always someone at the very end, right? Was it
Andy Rooney.
Yes,
Yeah,
my
Andy.
dad loved Andy Rooney.
Rest in peace,
a lot of
Andy
fun.
Rooney, right? He's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah,
He'd just go on some cranky thing and he'd just like complain about, whatever. Like, these days you can't get a paper menu at a restaurant. You gotta scan a code on your smartphone.
I am with him on that.
I actually agree with him. Yeah.
I had a horrible experience at one of these like cool LA restaurants on Sunset down there, Buena Planta. It's like a vegan restaurant. Sat outside, rats were running around on the patio.
Oh, man.
Like $16 for a tiny taco, one of those kind of places.
Could be a Ratatouille situation, just to throw it out there.
Right.
Could have been Ratatouille. You're right. I shouldn't judge. I'll add a star on my Yelp review because of that.
Could also been a Kowalik family reunion.
That's also true. Might have been Koala and his family reuniting at the restaurant,
The
having a
QR
meal.
code where you don't even see the menu, but then you also have to order, and I'm doing the ordering, and then like we're putting in the order wrong, and we're accidentally ordering like 4 guacamoles when really we just want one. And then the server seems so annoyed when you're like, "Can you help me?" And like they're like rolling their eyes. They have to go crouch down and help you on your phone. It's miserable.
Some stuff doesn't need the tech. We don't need the tech.
We don't need it.
Tech, isn't that why we go out to be face to face?
I went to
talk to
Taco
somebody.
Bell like 2 weeks ago, and I walked in and I was like, someone's standing there normally where you would tell them what you want. I'm like, I think I'm going to get, she's like, oh no, you have to order at that like
You have to
computer
order at the
behind
kiosk,
you.
yeah.
Well, she just stood there and watched me, and I'm like going through menus, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, I hate
It takes much longer, it feels like, to do it.
Of course it does,
Yes.
because we're not employees.
Yeah.
We didn't go through orientation.
Did you get the big Cheez-It?
I have. I've had it twice.
Wait, what?
I know. I was saving it for the pod.
What do you think of the big Cheez-It?
So now Taco Bell's doing a collab. You know how they have like the Dorito taco?
Yes,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they
Oh my
had
gosh,
the Cool Ranch.
wow.
Now they have a collab with Cheez-It. So they do a tostada on like a Cheez-It cracker that's like 16 times bigger than a normal Cheez-It. And I got it, and I opened up the box. First, they packed it upside down. It was like,
Oh my
meat,
God,
sour
what a
cream, all those
nightmare.
things. I opened up. It was a fucking mess. And then I got to say, though, that Cheez-It was really good.
The
It's like,
Cheez-It, this is what I told
Yeah, I'm
him. The
shocked by
Cheez-It's
this.
pretty good.
it's like
Wow.
pie. It's almost like flaky, like pie crust or something. It's like a different consistency than the normal cracker.
But it still gives you that taste. You're going to eat it and be like, oh, this is a Cheez-It. You still get the Cheez-It taste.
That's
And
what I
I
was
just-
worried about because the last time they did one of those was the Pizza Hut crossover, right? And
Yes.
that was like
And
nothing
was
like
soft.
an actual Cheez-It.
It was not a real
Did not get the
Cheez-It.
texture at
It was
all.
not
Yeah.
at all, yeah.
And you can order the cracker just by itself, too.
Yes,
I've
yep.
learned, for like
Mhm.
$1. You can just
I
go get a
didn't know
big
that.
cracker.
Okay.
You get a dozen of those stashed in your purse. Crunch on them during
I
a
should have
movie.
brought those as a gift.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
It's like the cereal that we've talked about. This like the big like shredded wheat biscuit. It's like a one big cheese.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like when like they do a big version of stuff. That's cool.
Well, that's why I'm not giving you one of the many totes, but we'll talk about that on our
Wow.
own show.
Wow.
Inside joke for On Brand. Listen if you want to know more.
Is this regarding the Trader
The
Joe's?
Trader Joe's
totes?
insulated
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah.
Yes, this is like a frenzy. Maybe by the time this episode comes out, they'll be on to a new fad. But we're in a Facebook group. It's called Meal Ideas for Busy Moms. Trader Joe's Meal Ideas for Busy Moms. And we're both in this Facebook group, and it's like talking about like Trader Joe's news and new items and like recipe ideas. And there's this like it's like a lunchbox, like an insulated lunchbox, and it's like the busy moms are like throwing their kids in the car at 6 a.m., driving 2 towns over, like waiting at the door, bashing other moms on the heads to get to these lunch boxes.
Yeah.
It's $3.99, which is a good price. But then people are also like listing them on eBay. Now people are rebuying them on eBay for like $40 each. It's like, what is happening? So when I found out this was happening, I asked John, oh, did you get a lunchbox? And he was like, no, I didn't really get swept up into it. Lo and behold, he called like 3 stores. He drove around town. He bought 5. And he won't give me one.
I get swept up and I like hype things and I like getting things that
He
other
likes
people
getting
can't
swept
get.
up in
And
things,
we all
yeah.
like mini things.
You have 5 of them?
What's the plan with these
I
5?
can't do this. That's not. We're talking about carrots. So beta carotene. From my understanding, the body turns into vitamin A, which is very
that's
important.
true.
It's
Yes.
true.
5 of them.
5's a lot.
Shut
5 is a
up.
lot of
I
times.
hate this show.
Marissa should get 1.
I agree.
But okay, so we thought about this on the pod yesterday. The reason, and she put a poll on our Instagram, and everyone's like, "Give her one, give her one." She started the whole conversation out with like, they're kind of meh. I don't care about like, why am I going to give her one?
well, I'm not
Wow.
going to
Okay,
drive
now
all
they're
over
gonna vote.
town.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drive all over town. I'm not going to bash another mom
I didn't
on the
drive
head.
all
Should we,
over
let the,
town.
should we let the Doughboys listeners chime
Yeah,
in?
let them chime in. Let them chime in. If,
Yes.
if John has 5 and I
Mhm.
have 0, what's fair?
And she didn't really want one,
That's-
and I
that's-
did,
yeah.
and I thought I would use them as gift bags or something for the Doughboys.
Okay.
All right. I kind of like that.
I do like. I was fully on Marissa's side until you noted her lack of enthusiasm.
Thank you.
Well,
That
I
is a
think I
little
think
bit
I was
persuasive.
reacting. I was reacting to the frenzy.
Yeah.
Not that my disdain for an insulated lunch tote in general. It's just anytime you see people like clamoring and clawing at each other, you're kind of
Right.
a little bit like,
right. We
calm
don't want to
down.
be like the
I
Cabbage
like-
Patches or the
Exactly.
Stanley Cup.
I
crazy
like
people.
the lunchbox. I just don't like. I don't like the violence it incites.
That Facebook group seems insane.
They
It
are
is
crazy.
the worst. I looked at it. It is so stupid. I looked at it today, and it's supposed to just, you talk about Trader Joe's foods, and this
Right.
mom's like, I got this new pad see ew, and I didn't like it, so I threw it out. You start reading the comments, and someone's like, well, you must have never met a poor person, because if you're throwing out food, blah, blah, blah. Someone's like, I don't care if I hate something, I'll finish it, because in the world and it's like, good God.
Yeah,
it's-
Give me
of
a fucking
course.
break, yeah.
It's a nightmare. So like I'm basically completely off social media except for one a private Instagram account I have to just follow dogs, and then Natalie and I just like DM each other the
It's
dogs.
not as
back
cute as you
and
think. They're like very sexy dogs.
All 8 nipples.
Right, yeah. It's like Jessica Rabbit of dogs. So, but I just follow like cute dogs, and I was like, this is a wholesome part of the internet. I can enjoy this. But if you look at the comments at all, it's always like, like whatever. My beautiful husky loves his brushies when it gets, warm or whatever. And then the comments are just like, you should never brush a long-coated dog. You are hurting the dog. And then someone's like, you can tell the dog likes it. It's like, that's actually a sign of distress. Like, you do not understand dog psychology at all. People are just arguing about fucking everything.
Everything.
Everyone just calm down.
I
the
completely
worst.
agree.
Yeah.
I completely
We're living
agree.
in the worst time of
Yeah.
history ever.
It's never been worse than
It's
this.
maybe never been worse.
It's
I mean,
never
look,
been
I know
worse.
that's. I know it's been worse.
But it's never been worse.
It's like sneaky worse. You know what I mean? Like we have air conditioning and clean water, but
Yes.
in every other way, it's hell.
It's awful.
It's hell, yes. For any time we're yes. I mean, look, I can't. People are just gonna get mad at me. Of course, there's been worse times in history. World War II, the Civil War. There's a lot of bad things.
Sure.
But it's media taking over, social media, everyone putting their stuff online. It's gotten worse. It has gotten worse.
Mitch was viewing world history through a Eurocentric lens.
Oh my God.
Didn't cite anything prior to the 18th century.
Genocide is bad. Killing people is bad. All right. There's a lot of bad things in the world. But
Yes,
we just live in a very annoying. I think the happiness
It's so
level is
that's what it is.
lower.
It's so annoying. It's the most annoying time possible to be alive.
Yes.
Everything is fucking annoying.
Definitely.
It
Yes.
sucks.
Including us. We're
Including
fucking
us. Yeah. Okay, I do want to talk about carrots, but Marissa, you were a vegetarian for many years. Now you
Yes.
dabble in being
Welcome
omnivorous.
back.
I do eat. I eat meat. Last time I talked about dabbling in meat, I still eat meat maybe 2 or 3 times a month, which to me, like from a health and environmental standpoint, is nothing. So if I would say if
defensible.
anybody else is like feels like they could never give up meat entirely, like you have to be all the way vegetarian or all the way meat eater. I mean, I have a burger a couple times a month, and I have like chicken fingers. We'll go to Chick-fil-A. Sorry, John, he's gay. Maybe
Wow.
once a month.
I guess we're talking about me coming out now. So it's like 1994.
But that's the only kind of meat I like. I only like cheeseburgers and
Yeah.
chicken tenders.
Right. But you
That's
also
it.
have kids, so it's like I'm
Yeah.
sure there's leftover food that you're munching on here and there.
Yeah,
so
that's around. Yeah.
Can I just say, it has been so nice. So I hang out with Marissa and her husband and our producer, Alistair. We've literally hung out every Friday for like the last 15 years. And they're all vegetarian and they all think they're better than me. And they don't say that, but I know they do. And over the last like 3 years, watching like David start to dabble in meat. And now like they're all eating meat. And it's just been
Now
quite-
we're like, hey, we're ordering smash burgers from the window. John, do you want anything? And he's like, fucking finally.
It
I
is-
waited 17 years for this. And yeah, here we are.
Fantastic.
Have you had
Yeah.
For the Win?
I have.
That's the one I keep hearing about. That's like the best
like For
one.
the Win.
Is
They're
that your favorite?
expensive
Very
though.
good.
Like the one right here, the window's cheap and good.
Yeah, it's like
Window's
$3 or
very
$4
cheap.
bucks.
Yeah, it's cheap.
I'll try For the Win for sure.
Your husband sent me that. I just want to read the last text your husband
Dave
sent me.
Neer, past Doughboys guest.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats on the Celtics, my man. I bet you are chubbing hard.
You are. You are.
The Celtics play they play a game tonight. I know this is dating it, Wags, but this
It was inevitable that you would
hopefully
say
they're
the
playing their
exact
last
date that we're
hopefully they're
recording this
playing
in.
their last game. tonight.
Game 5 is tonight.
Hopefully they're playing their
This
last
is-
game tonight.
This is baseball.
Basketball, but
Basketball.
It
So
is.
anyways,
it is June
1994.
17th. Yeah. So
1994, a good movie year.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
I just threw that out. I don't know if it is, but it seems about right.
Pulp Fiction, I think.
I think
Oh,
Pulp
yeah, yeah,
Fiction.
yeah.
Hoop Dreams.
Ooh.
Forrest
Oh.
We
Gump.
watched
What else is
Face Off
94?
the other day. That
Shawshank?
was really good.
Face
Oh,
Off.
Shawshank,
wow.
I
feel like
think,
that
is
was right around. I feel like
1994.
that might have been
Shawshank filmed in
94.
Ohio.
Hold on.
Shawshank is come on.
We're going to turn into a
There's
shitty
some
version of the
people
Blank
who
Check
like, people are
podcast
like,
for 1
Shawshank's
second.
that good.
1994
Shawshank is
film.
good. Shawshank's
I
very
mean,
good.
Just
I love that
no good movies come out anymore. Every good movie came out from 1990 to 1999.
Wow, I like
Wow.
that take. I'm with you, but people get mad at me about
No,
it. but
because like you look at one year like 94 and you're like, oh, 15 of the greatest movies of all time came out in 1 year.
Yeah.
This
That
this
is
is
true.
It never happens anymore.
so I'm looking at the highest grossing films of 1994 as we just do blank checks box office segment. The number one film, Disney film, animated film, one of their biggest
Lion
hits of all
King?
time.
Aladdin.
Not Lion King. Lion King. It is Lion King. Second up, I already mentioned it, Forrest Gump. Third movie involves someone that John worked with.
Oh, all right. I know what it is.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Schwartz from James Cameron.
Yes.
Yeah.
90. Oh, True Lies.
It is
That's
True
True
Lies.
Lies, yeah.
Number 3.
I knew it. I was waiting for John to get it, to be fair. I knew it. I knew it was True Lies.
Number 4,
he's
one
voting
of
at a point.
How can you tell?
Yeah. Look, I'm going to need that big cheese it treatment if you want to notice me getting hard and soft.
It's his gay superpower. He knows the status of every penis in every room he's in.
All three of you.
Oh, man.
Number
Don't
4.
focus on your brain will break if you focus on Wags for too long.
Number 4, this is one of 2 movies in the top 10 starring the same comedic actor. This is like his breakout year.
The answer is Jim Carrey.
Yes, it is a Jim Carrey movie.
The Mask.
It is The Mask.
answer is The Mask, and the other one is Ace Ventura.
Not Ace Ventura.
Oh,
The
shit.
third one that came out the same year.
Not Truman Show.
Dumb
Not
and
Truman
Dumber.
Show. Dumb and Dumber. That's right. Dumb and Dumber.
Wow.
Number 4 is The Mask. Number 7 is Dumb and Dumber. Number 5, there's one of the great action movies of all time.
Oh, listen to every movie you've named so far. They're all fucking awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
one-
a summer in 94.
Exactly. One of the great action movies of all time. It is a Keanu Reeves movie. That's just gonna
Speed.
give it away. It's Speed, yes.
Speed.
And then number 6, this one I probably wouldn't have got because I forgot how big this movie was. This was an animated show, live action adaptation.
Animated live, what?
This was a live action version of a famous
Oh.
cartoon.
Live action version of a famous cartoon.
John Goodman, Rick
Oh,
Moranis.
Flintstones.
It is the Flintstones.
movie.
Number 8, a rom-com,
Sleepless in Seattle.
not Sleepless in Seattle. This is a British film.
A British film.
Yes, this was
1994.
This was a Richard Curtis script.
Oh,
Hugh
man.
Grant,
Notting
Oh,
Hill. No.
4 Weddings and a
Four
Funeral.
Weddings and a Funeral.
Well, Four Weddings and Funerals, 1994.
1994.
Wow.
Number
year.
Number 9, a Tom Cruise movie, but not one of his most well-regarded ones.
The Firm.
Not The Firm.
Hmm.
But this is an adaptation. This was a beloved book. The people's reaction to the book, the movie was mixed.
1994. This is
One of the supporting actors won an Oscar for this.
Jerry Maguire?
interesting.
Not Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire's maybe a couple years later.
I'll give the other actor this should give it away. Brad Pitt.
Oh, Interview with the Vampire.
Interview with the Vampire.
Oh my God, that was like one of my only books I've ever read.
Do you like the book?
When I was a kid, it was like my Bible. I was like a vampire in high school.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you really into like The Cure?
Yeah. I saw The Cure 4 times last summer.
In high school. Did you not fucking understand?
I teased out my jet black hair with toothpaste to be like Robert Smith.
Wow, that's awesome.
Was I into The Cure?
I might get into Can I get into The Cure
Cure's
now?
great.
Absolutely.
Cure's a lot
Come
of fun.
over. I'll walk you through it.
I would love to. I would love
Keep
to.
that thing away, but we'll have fun. We'll have fun.
Number 10, a Tom Clancy movie.
Ooh, Hunt for Red October.
Not Hunt for Red October. This is one of the next
Pelican
ones.
Brief.
Not
Oh,
Pelican
good
Brief.
guess.
1994. Tom
Harrison
Clancy.
Ford. This is
I know what it is.
Yeah.
The Fugitive.
Not The Fugitive.
No,
The
wait,
Fugitive's
it's
not a Tom Clancy.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. Whatever. I was. Oh,
It's a Jack Ryan movie.
Air Force One? No.
No, it's not Air
That's a
Force
good
One.
one,
It's
too.
Clear and Present Danger.
Oh,
This is the OTA
yeah.
was the last one. We didn't
I've never
need it.
seen Clear and
God,
Present
Harrison Ford
Danger,
is great.
Danger before.
It's really good. Let's get into carrots.
Air Force One, he actually is the president, right? He's not.
He is, yeah.
Jack Ryan's
Get
not
off
in that
my
movie.
plane.
Yeah, get off my plane.
As we get into carrots, can I just say, so yesterday
Please.
I was walking around downtown and there was a box of books. You know, like people will put out like books for free.
Yeah.
The book on top of the box, I didn't dig through the box.
Okay.
The book on top of the box is called The Carrot Seed.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, there's something here. So I think something bigger is happening than we know right now,
Yes.
but something is happening.
You
I
think
read the
angels
book.
are at
It's
work?
from 1945. Very simple read. Little boy plants a carrot seed.
So you've read 2 books.
My second book. Basically, the whole book is everyone in his life telling him that carrot won't grow.
Uh-huh.
On the last page, it grows.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
And he's like, I knew it would.
What were you gesturing about while he was telling us?
It's gotten hot in here. I don't know if you've noticed.
turn on the AC.
So I told him to turn on the AC, and it was set at 75 again for
Talking
some
about
reason.
Auto
laying on
resets.
John's bed,
Auto
listening to The
resets to
Cure.
75 degrees.
Yes, that's the eco-friendly way to set your air conditioning.
The air C
it's gonna
resets to
take 4
75
hours to get to
degrees.
65 degrees is what that said.
Yeah, but it will just be blowing cold air, right? It blows cold air in.
Until
Yeah.
it resets to 75.
Just call the air conditioning the Air C? I've never heard that.
Did I say
abbreviation.
Air
You did. I
C?
think you said Air C.
See?
You
Yeah,
run
it was
hot. You run
intentional.
hot.
It was cool. You fucking asshole. The
John
Air
runs
C.
hot too. You guys both run hot.
I
I was gonna
also
turn
run
the air on
hot.
when we
Yeah.
start.
Come on.
I get a little toasty.
We're under lights for
We're
people
just a
that
couple
don't.
of big boys who like The Cure and hanging out.
and AC.
And AC.
My AC upstairs is broken. I got to figure it out.
What
Oh,
about
Oh God, people are gonna get so mad that I said my AC.
I don't have
upstairs
AC,
is-
so
You don't have AC?
Oh, so you should listen
Yeah.
to The Cure in Mitch's bed.
Wait, we're listening to The Cure in bed?
Yeah.
she came up with that. I have, and I'm not even lying, 2 full-length black capes. So if you want to wear one, you can.
I love that.
I really do.
I'll wear one
One
of
of
those
them's from
capes.
high school, like my archived cape from high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no real style in high school. I don't think that's that surprising. But I try to wear like Gap. My mom would buy me like a Gap clothes sometimes. But I had a shirt from Gap that said 16 on it. I wore it on my 16th birthday.
That's
And
fun.
That's
I had
cute.
one that said 17 on it. I wore it on my 17th birthday. So that was kind of all. I had no style though.
What'd you wear on your 18th birthday?
A shirt that said 18 on it. That is the truth. I had one for 16, 17, and 18.
That's amazing.
But I couldn't fit into Abercrombie stuff, which was
Nobody
like the
could.
cool. Yeah, that was the cool style. None of
man.
that fit me really.
no, that whole
Sizes
thing.
chain.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the Garden of Eatin discussing carrots. Now, a wild carrot seed is indistinguishable from a garden carrot seed, so it's unclear when they were first cultivated, but the best estimate is 5,000 years ago in Afghanistan. The etymology of carrot is from the Proto-Indo-European word care, meaning horn or head, describing the shape of a wild carrot. And then that becomes the Latin carota, which is the Middle French carrot, and the English carrot. I actually don't know how to say it in Middle French, which surfaces around the 1530s. The World Carrot Museum, this is interesting, was one of, if possibly the first virtual museum, launched as a website back in 1996.
Wow.
What an
Carrots
era
are
of the
so
internet.
boring, they didn't think they needed a real museum. So they're like, we can just post a picture online and everyone will be good.
Can I read the book to you guys?
Yeah, sure.
Will it count as a Mitch one book challenge if I read it?
I mean,
super short.
It's a very slim volume. That's like a Nintendo 64 instruction manual, basically. But
It's
go
actually
ahead.
kind of shorter than that. The carrot seed. A little boy planted a carrot seed.
Yeah.
His mother said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." Heard that one before. His father said, "I'm afraid it won't come up."
From your mom?
His father said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." Heard that one before.
From your dad?
And his big brother said, "It won't come up." Never heard. I don't have a big brother. Every day, the little boy pulled up the weeds around the seed and sprinkled the ground with water. But nothing came up.
Wow.
And nothing came up. Everyone kept saying it wouldn't come up. But he still pulled up the weeds around it every day and sprinkled the ground with water. And then one day, a carrot came up. Just as the little boy had known it would. The end.
Beautiful little story. How about that?
I think it was a very nice story.
I liked it.
Next time you have a lady friend over and she's a little concerned, just slide that book across to her.
All I need is my family to tell me that it won't come up, and then I will be able to come up.
Yeah.
Mom, tell me it won't come
A little
up.
dribble of water every day. Pull the
Sprinkle it.
weeds.
Push the pubes, pluck the pubes out.
It won't come up.
So China is the global leader in carrot production, followed by Uzbekistan, the United States, and Russia. Baby
Very
carrots
nice.
consist of 70%. Wrong country.
All right.
It's Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Ah, come on.
Baby carrots consist of 70% of fresh carrot sales. And according to Forbes,
Crazy.
60% of the American carrot crop is produced by two companies in Southern California's Cuyama Valley, Bolt House and Grimway. Those two companies alone, these two companies that produce the bulk of American carrots, use 67% of the county's water. So it's just one of those things where it's just
Wow, what a
these
waste.
two huge agribusiness firms are just sucking up all the natural resources.
Wow.
But let's go back to let's talk generally about carrots, because we went to you, Marissa. I think you settled on carrots. You were like, I want to talk about
It
carrots.
seems like John does not.
It seems like
it.
John.
Well, we went back and forth.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about what vegetable to do.
Oh, so you did go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did have a little discussion about it.
Cauliflower was a contender. 'cause
Yeah.
we
Good
loved- but
choice.
it still seems a little like had its moment 5 years ago.
Agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts, again, another one we like, but I'm also like Brussels sprouts. That feels very like 2010. Like,
Yeah.
so we're even
Yes,
talking
you
about
gotta
Brussels
talk
sprouts.
about the urine
Makes
and all
your
of that.
pee smell.
Yeah,
That's
the
fun.
piss factor is funny.
That's
Yeah.
fun. The piss factor. We settled on carrots because we really liked the versatility.
Yes,
the carrot.
sure.
So something that I make for John for his birthday, I make carrot cake.
Fun.
A
That's
special,
nice.
It's
special
so
dessert, a
good.
really good carrot cake. And we were thinking about snowman's noses.
Mhm.
That's very fun.
Wow, I don't have
That's
that in my
really
notes.
fun.
That is a good one.
What?
that's big.
I even know why they use them for snowmen.
Wait, really?
I mean, if you trust the internet.
Please.
Basically because snowmen, when they, in like the 50s, or snowmen used to be like made much larger and were supposed to be more menacing.
Okay.
So they wanted something pointy for the nose. Sometimes they would use a icicle that would melt. Carrots are a vegetable that are able to grow in the winter, and they're cheap, and people always had them, and they're also pointy. So they would start using
Why
those.
did they want
Perfect.
snowmen to be menacing?
Santa used to be weird too.
That's true. Everybody was, likes like scary stuff. You want to know something sad? I've never built a snowman.
I don't know if I have either, but I also
Wow.
we're both from SoCal.
Yeah,
so
we're beach babes.
Yeah.
I will say I have built snowmen. It's not as usually ideal as you think it is. Like when you start,
Yeah.
like if you've got the right kind of snow and it's wet and it'll pack, like as you start to roll it, it starts to pick up like dirt and leaves, and they usually look a little like clumpy and lame.
Mine wouldn't. Mine would be good.
All right.
I wouldn't
it-
roll it over a pile of dirt and leaves.
It's what the snow is on.
I don't know much about snow.
I
I feel
know.
like the bottom is just more of a mound than it is a ball. You never get
Okay.
the perfect
Sure.
three-balled snowman with
Interesting.
bottom ball, middle ball, top
Yes, yeah.
ball.
Yeah. And then within a
Um,
couple of days, the sun comes out and they start to like shrivel and melt and they just look
see.
weird. And
Most of my awareness of snowmen is from Calvin and Hobbes, because he built a lot of snowmen. There are
Yes,
snowman
same.
jokes in that.
of course.
Yeah.
Do you know the animated film The Snowman? You know?
Oh, we've talked about this. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've ever seen it.
I'm
But
walking in the air.
Yeah, you like the song
Oh,
from it.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I don't think I know that.
Nice sun. It's a very nice song.
That is nice.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that movie's beautiful.
It's a very beautiful. It's like a French movie, I believe, about a snowman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very hard to make them. I don't know how good you do.
The 3 balls? You're on. I'll see you there.
I love the snow. I go back to Massachusetts.
Great, I'll be there.
If there's a snowstorm, I'll be walking through. I'll walk through the woods in the snow. I love the snow.
Yeah, the
It's
snow's
very
great.
beautiful.
Do you just listen to the crunching of your feet?
It's very nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's very silent. You sit there. It's great. I love the snow, but it is. Carrots are a big part of it. I have seen snowmen with carrot noses. I have seen that before in the wild.
Mhm.
Wow.
But
You ever seen one with a corncob pipe?
They're harder to come by these days.
They are, yeah. I just know that from Frosty the Snowman, the song.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would see snowmen with like carrot dicks too. They would do that
For sure.
occasionally.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
fun.
funny.
That is
yeah,
really
kids to
funny.
do. Maybe
Yeah.
a couple coal balls.
Yeah, a couple
you know.
cold balls. Yeah.
Cool ball.
Maybe 3 of them.
You
match his form factor.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Carrots to me are something that I am never excited about, but I wouldn't want to do without them. That's how I feel.
Interesting.
That is like
Oh.
really profound.
Because thank you. I think that.
There's your
I'm not
movie,
even
A Day
kidding.
Without Carrots.
I mean, look, you get your carrots, and when you got a vegetable tray, who's the number one dipper? The carrot.
Yeah.
Celery.
on.
I mean,
I
celery.
would do
Celery?
celery.
No.
I would do
Really?
celery.
The strings.
Carrot.
The strings. No. Okay.
The
Celery's a
baby
perfect
carrots.
delivery for the
Yeah,
ranch.
I agree. I'm with
Oh
John.
no!
Well, but that's because it has like that channel.
Yeah, it's like a little
It's great. That's
trough.
part of it. That's part of the fun.
Yeah, but the celery is. It doesn't. The carrot's got a nice little bite, crisp bite to it. It's got
and
a
the
good
water
taste.
in the celery waters down the dip.
There we
Interesting that you
go.
bring up water. Did you know carrots, I'm sure you know, are like, what, 75% water? Which
Yeah,
I
they're-
did not know.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Way more water than I thought.
How did these two fucking investigative carrot haters not end up on the same couch?
Because
We should be on the party couch. What happened?
Because I research, it's what I do. Like I'm sitting at home, like carrots and pop culture. Okay, cool. Did that. 15 fun facts about carrots. That's what I do.
There is
What is
a.
a movie where the carrot breaks? You know what I'm talking about? And the guy's coat or something like that.
What are you talking about?
What?
There's a carrot that breaks. Does it sound like he thinks his dick broke and it's the carrot? There's something, I don't know. I
What?
forget.
What?
What are you talking about?
the fuck are you talking about? Why are you getting hard again?
Party. See?
Wait, is it like in his pocket? You hear a crunch.
Yeah,
and
you
think
hear
it's,
crunching as a carrot.
Is
You
it
know-
like Dumb and Dumber or something?
Maybe it's dumb.
Is
It's
it Dumb
like-
and Dumber?
Someone
'Cause you
out
said it
there will
earlier.
know what I'm
Feels
talking
like-
about. A carrot that breaks in someone's pocket.
I feel like Casey knows the most about film of any of
I
us.
need
Do you
like
remember
way
this
more
one?
context.
You don't have enough? A carrot breaks and he thinks it's his dick.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
If
I
you
think
can't get it from that,
I think it's in a montage with just music playing, so you just see his face like, oh, and it's like, oh no, your dick broke, and then
Yeah.
it's like reveal, oh no, it's just my carrot.
It's a carrot.
Yeah.
There's something
Okay.
like that happens.
That might have
where a
been Dumb
carrot
and Dumber. I
breaks.
don't know. We'll have to.
I'm just
decipher
trying to
on
think
it.
of the pop culture shit with
Have
carrots.
you
There's
seen
not
the
a lot.
ads for the bent carrot?
Yes, this is for Perion's disease, or how do you say it?
Peyronie's?
Peyronie's
Yeah, yeah.
disease.
But their whole thing
Is it
carrot.
Peroni's?
I think it's something like that, or Perone's.
it's for bent dicks, but they
Yeah.
use a carrot as like the
Yeah.
model.
Mhm.
Wow.
Hmm. I'm
Which,
sure that makes
again,
the guys with that condition feel great.
Right.
Also, a carrot? Come on now. Carrots are pretty fucking big. Come on. A carrot?
That's a good point.
Come on.
What do you want, like a radish? What works for you?
Oh, I love radishes. We thought about
Radishes
doing
are good.
radish too.
Yeah,
They're
Radish
so
is
good.
very
They're
fun
really good.
and very similar in many ways. My look, I like a cut up carrot and then you broil it in the oven with some olive oil, salt and
Yeah.
pepper.
Definitely.
Carrots are good, but we're liking carrots the most when they're in stuff. You like it chopped up in a salad, right? Like you like it in
In a soup.
yes, yeah.
Sure.
I do love a carrot or carrot ginger soup specifically. I feel like is really fun. You don't like that.
I like carrot soup. I don't like ginger.
You're not big on ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That salad dressing that they have at like Japanese restaurants has a lot of carrot. in it.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
right.
that's really fun too. It'd be like
Did you
blended
know,
carrots.
fun fact, you like them roasted, carrots are more nutritious cooked than they are raw.
Wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Because it
that's
produces
huge.
more beta carotene.
Yeah.
Looks like you just got replaced.
Oh no, was that your fact?
no.
Sorry, I
No, I
knew I
love
shouldn't.
this.
No, that dipshit didn't even have that fact. That's what I'm saying.
I literally have a Google Doc that just says Doughboys carrots.
I love that. How did you commit it to memory? Because without my notes, I'm lost.
I don't know. I guess I just have a smarter brain.
I got a
Yeah,
good
probably
idea.
what it is.
They pinch off into a dork pod. Me and Mitch.
I feel like
pinch
if we
off
were gonna
into a
couple
party
off right
pod.
now,
The
it'd be like
party
you
pod.
two and us two.
Here,
the party pod.
So there's edits the aforementioned aforementioned Blank Check podcast coined the phrase "the professor and the bully" to describe like a common podcast host dynamic, and I think that's just obviously Doughboys maybe the example of the professor and the bully,
funny.
but very much with your pod, it's the same thing. Marissa, clearly
The dumb
bully.
professor.
Yeah.
I think that
The
is.
professor.
and the coward bully.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a compliment. That's
Yeah.
in the podcast world. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
A
Is it- 'cause how
bully-
many-
as a bully,
How
you're
many
proud?
failed podcasts tried to have two professors?
Uh,
You know
Right.
what I
Good
mean?
point.
Two bullies.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like
my
you
God,
never
two
heard of them. There's a reason
professors.
why.
Is there anything worse?
Oh, what a snooze.
We got to have our bullies.
Mhm.
Don't let us shine.
You look better. by
Conover is like
comparison.
Professor X. He's like the biggest professor.
It's true, yeah.
I was just saying, yeah.
He's got a school for talented
Podcasters.
podcasters, yeah. The next generation will be under his wing. Let's talk about baby carrots. So, do you like baby
Now
carrots?
we're talking.
You know,
I think baby carrots start at conception.
you're not allowed to throw away a pack of
No.
seeds. You know, I feel like baby carrots are sometimes they're good, sometimes they seem so bland.
I'm pretty unenthused about baby carrots, but I will say that they only date to 1986, which I was surprised by. I thought they were older than that. I
Wow.
know they're not actually baby carrots. I know they are pieces of carrots, but some of this is, or actually much of this is pulled from a Priceonomics piece by Rosie Sema. So most carrots grown commercially are too ugly to be grown in supermarkets. They're misshapen, twisted, curved, too short, too skinny. And so what happens, a lot of them were diced or
Jeez.
canned
I
or
feel bad for these fucking mutant carrots.
this is the thing. They're just like
heard
aesthetically
those
ugly. They're not like these pleasing carrots we have on our tablescape. They're like they're ugly and then consumers won't buy them. So some are diced, some are cross-cut, some are canned, some are frozen. Peas and carrots partially comes from like just taking like these misshapen carrot hunks or they're mashed into baby food. But up until baby carrots, the overwhelming majority were composted. So in the 1980s, farmer Mike Urasek had one of the largest carrot farms in California. He was throwing away about 400 tons of crop every single day because they were unsellable. He
Wow.
tested out clipping full-size carrots with a green bean cutter and then peeled them with a potato peeler and made a little stubby skinless carrot. And that's what became the baby carrot. And when he sent his first test batch of baby carrots to a supermarket in LA, Urasek says, next day they called and said, we only want those. They only wanted baby
Wow.
carrots from that point forward.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just got chills. Oh,
like
my
creeped
God.
out chills from
No,
sitting next
just
to
like-
Weiger.
Well, that too, but that I'm habituated to that.
Yeah.
Just like that moment where it's like getting the call of like the world is forever changed. We only and now 70%
Yes.
of the market. Like that's just huge.
It's like the
it's
scene
part
in-
of the culture.
It's like the scene in the music biopic when they hear their song on the radio
Yeah,
for the first time. It's like the same thing.
absolutely, absolutely.
I've handed around the carrots. We got all the
I didn't
carrots.
get a carrot.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
I'm smelling the carrots
Thank you.
Why are you smelling them?
Okay,
Which one do
can
you want?
I-
Purple, orange?
because we're just examining them. We're holding. I'm gonna break this carrot.
So can I tell you, when I eat carrots my whole life, I
Yeah.
eat a lot of things very weird. Carrots, I eat like corn. And I try to not bite that core. There's a core that goes
Yes.
through it. It's actually the taproot that brings water into the carrot. And I will eat the whole carrot until you just have that core left.
Wow.
Yeah,
And then do you eat that last?
I do.
Wow.
I take
How
a
did
bite-
you start? How did you start doing that? Was this a thing you started doing as a kid?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did a lot of weird food things as a kid.
I'm taking bites of the. Is this a purple carrot, red carrot? What would you call it?
As a purple carrot?
Mhm.
Carrots come in all kinds of colors.
I did not like. Here's the thing. So many of the carrot. It's been a long time since I've just eaten a raw, unpeeled carrot. Because every time I eat a carrot, I just dropped a piece on the ground. Every
Dogs
time
can
I
eat
eat,
carrots, right?
every time I eat a
Oh.
carrot.
Like the movie,
What?
like that movie that we can't remember.
Oh,
Oh, where he broke his
We
dick.
thought it
He
was
broke
his
his
dick,
dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my dick.
No, that was just a carrot in your pocket.
I'll think of it.
Someone will remember it.
What a perfect food to eat and with a mic right in front of your mouth.
right.
Very crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
People with misophonia hate this.
They're usually peeled a little bit. Can I take? I want to take a bite.
That's the
of
thing. I
um,
only have peeled carrots. I don't really eat the
You
peel
want
ever.
some yup?
Turns out the Headgum
Orange
kitchen
carrot.
doesn't have a peeler.
I wouldn't expect it
But
to.
we did. They are they're washed. They've been scrubbed. So
It still tastes good.
I think I prefer the taste have a whole carrot to a baby. I don't know what happens in that. Like, I'm assuming they're like soaked in bleach or something.
I can probably answer that because I did a little research to see if other people eat just like do this core thing I do, and a lot of them do. And because that core is the taproot and it brings the water in, it's less flavorful. And I think the baby carrots, they get whittled down.
So probably
they're more core.
Right.
Interesting. Oops, all core.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like when they're like the bag of them. They're all wet.
Yeah.
Like to keep them fresh.
Yeah, I
You know
don't
what I
love
mean? They're all wet.
Yeah, it's
They're a
a
little
wet
slimy.
bag. Yeah.
Some of them have like splits and crags in them.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Mitch and I went to Buffalo Wild Wings on Friday, and I got the wings, but I always get side of carrots and celery because I can't have wings without that. That's to me, that's a necessary accompaniment. I got baby carrots.
Instead of the
strips. I was like, that's a bummer. I don't want baby carrots.
Yeah, that's
That is a
kind of
bummer.
trash.
Yeah.
Are you ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch. I used to be blue cheese, and I kind of grew into ranch, which I'm shocked by.
I'm
I
a
never
ranch
thought to be a
man
ranch
too.
guy.
Oh, it never goes that way. It
Yeah.
always would go ranch, blue cheese.
Right.
Never blue cheese ranch.
No, I loved blue cheese when I was younger, and then I was like, maybe ranch is the way to go.
I think you're aging backwards. Because I don't think anybody likes blue cheese as a kid and then grows into liking ranch.
You don't look
Ranch
like
is like the game.
I like a lot of blue cheeses, but I like ranch. I gotta say this. Buffalo Wild Wings, we had a great time.
We did have a good time.
Pretty decent price for the whole thing. I had some
nice.
boneless wings. I was enjoying myself there.
Boneless wings. Now, like, is that really a wing? To me,
No.
that feels like a nugget.
It's more of a nugget.
It is more of a nugget. It is more of a nugget. On the East Coast, there are more substantial boneless wings. And
But you're still talking like it's more like a tendy. It's like
breast meat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think I understand why it's marketed as a boneless wing. Like,
Are you
but it's not a
embarrassed
wing.
that you get a big plate of nuggies at B-dubs?
I mean, no, I'm not. I like my nuggies. I have no issue with getting nuggies. And you call them tendies, which grosses me out.
Why is nuggies better than tendies?
Nuggies
They're
is
both
cute.
bad.
Tendies is
Yeah,
like sexual and dirty.
It is? Why?
Nuggies is cuter.
Yeah.
It's not tendons.
Everyone brings this up with boneless buffalo wings. Buffalo wings.
Sorry to do it.
Is that they're tenders or nuggets? Yeah, I know, but they're boneless buffalo wings. They're a thing. It's a thing. Okay.
What
They're
about
not nuggets?
What about when you get like a vegan wing and it's like on a stick, like on a little dowel rod? Have you had that before?
No, but that is fun. I like.
They've gotten that.
Yeah, they use like a dowel like from the hardware store.
Yeah.
And they'll wrap like fake meat around it and then like put a little layer of like soy skin or something and fry it. So it still has like skin and then it has, tofu or whatever
pretty
inside.
good.
I love buffalo sauce. So I never ate when I was a vegetarian, and even before when I was a kid, I never ate meat off of the bone. I probably had like a bite of ribs in my life. I've never had like KFC or anything like that because the bone is just too, I don't know, it feels a little too primal.
Wise likes that side.
I
of
do
it.
You like
the
eating
bone.
off the
I love the
bones?
bone. Yeah.
Why?
That's
I
hot.
don't know.
When you get all the juicy bits, do you like suck on the bone
I do. Yeah.
That is
and you
hot.
watch?
I watch.
Yeah. Only do it in front of
I
Mitch.
watch. I throw money at them.
No,
I make them stare me in the eyes.
Do you get like bone marrow ever? It's like a food?
I do like bone
Oh
marrow.
wow, he's
My-
like a
my
bone
God-
boy.
Bone
I'm a little
boy.
bit of a bone boy.
My godsister Sarah, who you know.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
She had an appendix issue earlier
Oh,
this year.
boy.
She's doing a lot better.
Great.
But she eats wings like no one else. She like gets in like when you see the bones at the end, they're like just little shells of shells of bones.
I do really
Wow.
enjoy stripping things clean. Natalie is like that too, and she'll also with like a shrimp, like a whole fucking shrimp. She'll just get every bit of meat out of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"That's
God.
crazy! You just like suck the head dry." I don't know how you did that. Yeah.
Oh god.
I gotta go. What the fuck was that?
Here's what I was gonna say, which I can barely. My mind is stuck on that now. But
Sorry.
the carrots and celery at Buffalo Wild Wings should come regardless. It shouldn't be one of the.
It shouldn't be an extra $1.
It shouldn't be an extra.
It was $1 extra.
Absolutely not.
It's an upcharge. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's supposed to. What's going on in this country? We are living in the worst time.
These are the worst times.
It's such a bummer. Again, that's just so annoying. It's like, yeah, fine, I'll give you
annoying,
$1 because I want it, but it's just like this is like 1 cent worth of product. This is all profit. This is not costing you anything to have fucking pre-cut slices of or pieces of carrot and celery.
Yeah.
And it used to just come by default, but they figured out a way they could upcharge like the airlines. It sucks.
Ugh.
I love a good blue cheese. I like a ranch. We should open the John. Would you mind grabbing that ranch?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
the ranch is not a part of it, for the record. This is not a ranch
but
episode.
eating.
No, but this is homemade ranch.
Mike made ranch.
Yeah,
yes,
Mike
which
made
you're gonna
homemade
have.
ranch, and I mean, like you said, carrots are such a good dipping.
Mm.
I
It's
felt
true.
like I should bring some ranch.
Ranch is the ketchup to French fries. Ranch is to carrots. How's that like?
Maybe just to vegetables in general, but also I will say
Okay.
I kind of love ranch just with fries too.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
like the
Mike made this to put on top of a buffalo chicken quinoa bowl.
Ooh,
That was
wow.
really
Yummy.
How'd that
This
come out? That
is a
sounds
It
great.
delicious-
was fucking amazing.
Sounds
I thought you
awesome.
were going to drink it. Like, calm down.
I kind of might, honestly. This is a delicious.
It's really good.
It's delicious.
How did I get it on all my fingers already? Good God.
Your napkin?
Thank you.
Can we go back to while we're snacking on this? Can we go back to carrot cake because
Oh,
you
yeah.
mentioned this?
Yeah.
What is do you have a recipe? Are you making this from scratch?
So my
Yes.
friend's mom, my friend used to make this carrot cake for me, and it was the best carrot cake. There's no nuts in it. There's no raisins in it. It's just dense, soft, moist carrot cake with a thick cream cheese frosting. And
Wow.
it was her mom's recipe. So she would make it, and I passed it on to her,
Yeah.
and then she fell in love with it, and now she makes it
So
for
I
me.
have like pictures of like index cards with this old lady's carrot cake recipe, and that's what I've been making for years. So I don't know the old lady who made this carrot cake, but it is so sweet. A carrot cake maybe is like one of those you kind of would assume maybe it's a little healthier because it has carrots in it,
Right.
but it is as sweet as a cake could. You eat a piece and you feel like your blood is vibrating. It is so much sugar in the frosting, and John is like loves frosting, like
Love
super
it.
thick buttercream or cream cheese frosting.
Yeah.
I'm more of a
And it's
cake
so
man
yummy.
more over the frosting.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm just, by the way, I'm licking off. I'm just like getting the ranch off the. The ranch is really good. I gotta give you guys the ranch. I gotta give you guys the ranch. You
I
should
think I
have.
broke
Thank you, man.
Mitch's brain with the ranch.
The ranch is
You're just
good.
like licking ranch.
Can I talk about a dish that I had a lot growing up, and I don't feel like I don't ever encounter it anymore. Carrot and raisin salad. Has anyone ever had
Oh,
this?
God.
Mhm,
That's like with
mhm.
ambrosia.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think
things you just never want.
I think it's kind of gross, but I
Yeah.
just found myself at so many. I think a lot of it was Boy Scouts, but just like so many campouts and
Does it have like
cookouts
a
and-
mayo base or something?
Yeah, so basically what it
Okay.
is, my memory is it's grated carrot, raisins, and then just basically like kind of the sweet mayonnaise that you put in coleslaw.
Oh God.
And so it's
But
basically
then, I mean, make that small change to coleslaw, and you're loving it. You love coleslaw. I know.
I
you
love
do.
coleslaw, yeah.
Yeah,
But did
I
you
do
ever
love
have that
coleslaw.
salad, Mitch?
I did. Yeah. I do not like it.
Yeah.
It felt like something I ate at my grandma's house, and was like, I don't want to ever touch
Such
this
a
again.
weird dish. What was it for?
Isn't that so weird? Like it's the same as coleslaw basically.
Yes.
So like are like Gen Alpha going to be talking about coleslaw? Like, is this like disgusting 1950s food? And then we're going to be defending coleslaw. They're going to be like, oh, it's like cabbage with mayonnaise, like sweet mayo on it.
Could be.
I think so.
I've noticed in the course of my life the sunsetting of casserole. Like I feel like casserole used to be a thing, and now
yeah.
no one's like home cooking casseroles regularly.
And that sucks because
Yeah.
there's a lot of really good casserole.
Yeah, casserole is
Casserole's fun.
good.
If
And
you
meatloaf
want-
is good
You-
too.
a crispy top on something, you got to have it be, in a big like oven safe dish.
Yes.
With that crispy brown top. That's the
Mhm.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do your kids like carrots? I feel like it's a big kid thing.
Yeah, they surprisingly do like carrots, but only raw, not
Only raw.
cooked. Yeah, so, and raw
Interesting.
cauliflower and not cooked cauliflower. Kids
Oh,
are weird
that's
about
weird.
textures. Yeah.
Yeah, because cauliflower, I'd say, is like maybe bad raw.
I agree. And it's always, anytime you get like one of those pre-made veggie platters, like crudité, raw cauliflower is always on there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, who is eating raw cauliflower?
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. Carrots, I like more cooked. I'm more of a fan of them cooked, but they are also very good raw. I think, again, they are just, when they're not cooked and you're eating them with ranch, great. If it's broiled with salt and pepper and olive oil, great. But then besides that, I just always like it in something else.
I
A
do
Thai,
it-
it's Thai food in a wrap, you know what I
Sure.
mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of context. I enjoy carrots. I do really like a roasted carrot. I think
Oh, they're great.
those are really fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's made carrot bacon before.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Using like a grater, or peeler to get carrot slices really thin, and then tossing with like soy sauce and maple syrup. I mean, anytime you call something bacon, there's people in the comments that are like, "This isn't bacon.
Right.
Don't
yes.
call it
Yeah.
like whatever." People get so
That's
mad
me.
about that's you. Yeah, I thought I saw your little avatar, Mitchy Two Spoons username. People get really mad when you call something bacon, but it's like liquid smoke and soy sauce and maple syrup and like smoked paprika, those kind of things, olive oil, and then in the air fryer, and it gets like thin and crispy and really savory and good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I love any sort of baked carrot preparation.
Yeah,
I'm a
so
fan.
yummy.
I also look. We talked about earlier. Bugs Bunny has a carrot. It's fun to make it
does.
like a cigar.
That is
Really
fun.
fun.
There's a lot of fun things. I think it's up there. You know, the tomato is kind of the anti-comedy.
That's
It's
true.
I know it's a fruit, but we said that a tomato is a vegetable because we're sick of people.
We
calling
were
it.
wondering. We didn't know if we were allowed to do seeded things.
Yeah.
I mean, we say
We discussed the taxonomy early on, and I
It's a
think we
veggie.
just don't need to be too rigid about it.
Yeah.
It's like we know what a tomato is.
It's a
tomato is
good rule in
anti-comedy.
general,
But his carrot is I think a carrot is one of the top comedy
Yeah, I mean,
veggies.
among vegetables, I mean, I'm just trying to think. It's like, so these days, like the eggplant has like a funny connotation
Sure.
because of the emoji. But I think that
It's
like
kind of blue though.
it is a little blue. Not everyone can enjoy
I
it.
never really I was long to understand the eggplant.
Yes.
Like it took me a while.
You know what I think it is? I saw a documentary recently where, did you see that one where the guy, I think it's called The Contestant.
Yes, yeah.
And on that show, they just covered, it's a guy who's naked basically on a reality show.
His name, I believe it was Nasubi, but his name is like he nicknamed himself Eggplant in Japanese. Like that's part of his
Because
that's
his head
professional
was
name,
really
because of his
big.
head
And,
shape,
yeah.
Interesting.
And so they would use a proto eggplant emoji to cover up his hog
Mhm.
when he was on the show because he was naked all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's probably
So is that where it came from?
There's some suspicion that that's where the emoji
It's not
came
that
from.
because I it's not like it looks like a peanut. Like an
Right.
eggplant doesn't really like a
No.
carrot could be
It
the
doesn't?
emoji for peanuts.
Yeah.
It's purple. It's big on one end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too big in general.
It's way too big.
It's way too big.
Yeah, like a peanut should be the emoji. That
yeah,
makes it
yeah.
rock,
Now
right?
we're fucking talking. But look, carrot. There's a lot of great fun things with carrots. Is it a top tier veggie? To me, I'll tell you, my potato is up there. We didn't review potatoes.
We didn't cover potato this month. No,
potato for me.
Well, you guys talk about potatoes probably every other episode.
we do. We
That
talked
is
about them all.
true.
We also did talk about sweet potatoes, which gave us a little bit of an avenue to discuss
come on.
potatoes.
Which I wonder what I gave sweet potatoes.
I think you went 4.
I went 4 forks with
Yeah.
it. A potato to me is 5 forker.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like vegetables that I really love. Carrot though is maybe in the top tier. I know we're gonna get to our rating in a second here, but
Yeah, I'm not.
to me, it's
I'm not
pretty
sure.
high.
Obviously, I'll land on my score in a second, but I'm not sure where I land on it ultimately. I do want to bring up one more thing before we get into our salad fork scores because,
Are carrots not that versatile? Like, is it like a?
Well, I think that's part of it for me. Is it's just like they are and they aren't. Like you'll see
Yeah.
them in a bunch of different dishes. Like you'll see them just like, oh, there's some carrot in this curry. You know?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
like, you're saying our carrots not versatile. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like they're making their way into like every dish, every type of
Right.
cuisine,
But not like
Across
cauliflower.
across the globe.
Yes.
But they just exist in there as carrot. You're like, there's carrot in there. I feel like it
Right.
doesn't mix in as well.
You're talking about like potatoes can be fries. They can be like
Yeah.
other things.
Corn can be a million things.
and it can be eaten on its
Yeah.
own more easily, which I think is a big part of it. There aren't
You
a lot
can't
of like,
eat a
carrot-
potato raw.
You can't. That's true. That's
you
a great
can't
Did you
make
think
a
you would get
pizza
that?
crust out of carrots.
You might eat.
That's
I
true,
mean,
too.
in LA, I bet you can. I'm sure somebody has made a carrot pizza crust.
Yeah, it sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, you'll be in the comments saying, let's go pizza crust.
Wags, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Amelia brought this up in the kitchen. This was, I think, her first thought. She was like, are you going to talk about Carrot Top? And I didn't have Carrot Top in my notes, but
Interesting.
Carrot Top.
I think
How
it's
about
important
that?
to talk about Carrot Top.
Yeah.
He looks really good now.
He looks
He's pretty jacked. He is pretty jacked.
Fucking Jack.
He was on Hacks recently, looking very good.
Yeah.
Oh,
he looks,
wow.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
His face, his body. It all looks really hot.
He does his Vegas show. It's still going, and
yeah, I saw
people
him.
love it.
I saw him in Vegas, and because I was working on a show that we got like a backstage thing, and we got to go backstage with Carrot Top.
Wow.
And so I got to see him up close, and I will say his act, I did kind of write him off because I know him more as like somebody that you make fun of more than I know his act, and I found him to be entertaining and charming.
Yeah.
So I think he gets a bad rap.
Does he still have crazy hair?
Yeah. Yeah, the hair
gotta be a
is the
wig.
least crazy part of him these days.
I think
He's like really muscular, isn't he?
he's huge.
There's something about
He's like looks
old.
like one big vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas on Friday. Maybe I'll go
Whoa.
see Carrot Top.
my brother saw him. I'm pretty sure. He told me
You
about
should
it.
go. It's fun.
And then I was in Vegas a couple years ago. Maybe this is more than a couple years ago. This must have been pre-pandemic. But I was with it was for NBA Summer League, and it was we were riding a cab from the hotel over to the arena where we're going to watch basketball, and we're in the cab. It was like me, Sean Clements, Payman Benz. And then Sean's friend, whose name I forget, but it was lovely. So it was like the four of us in one cab, and we're driving over there, and someone points, there's like a Carrot Top billboard. Someone points to it, it's like, hey, you guys want to see Carrot Top later? Just kind of half joking. We're like, yeah, let's go see him or whatever. Yeah, whatever. And the cab driver goes, that guy's funny as shit, man. They're like, oh, yeah? It's like, yeah, I've seen the show a bunch of times. That guy's funny as shit. You see that guy, you laugh your fucking dick off. And then he goes, he's just so fucking weird. It's like, where does he come up with this stuff? This guy's fucking weird.
It's funny for a guy to think Carrot Top is like an alt comedian.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
I loved it, though.
Funny. You'll laugh your dick off.
Yeah.
I know. Don't you kind of wish that you could like be in that guy's brain? Where like
Yeah.
that, you could see Carrot Top and you would laugh your dick off and you just have the best time. And that's like all you need to be entertained.
And then if you
This would
hear
be so
people
fun.
talking about Carrot Top, you don't assume there's a shred of irony involved. It's like, yeah, of course everyone likes
Absolutely.
Carrot Top. That guy's funny as shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a better
That sounds so
life.
fun. It's
Better
a,
life,
It's a
yeah.
better life. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's the Spoon Man. You want more Doughboys? Well, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Doughboys. That's right. The old Patreon. You can join the Golden Play Club to get the Doughboys Double, our weekly bonus episode. Wow, double the dough. How fun is that? Or join the Platinum Play Club to get all that, plus ad-free main episodes, our pre-2018 back catalog, and access to the Discord, our Discord server. I was just in there telling people how I didn't like Alien Romulus. Come in there and get mad at me with everyone else. Find it all at patreon.com. Wow, I had the whole ad. Find it all at patreon.com/Doughboys. Do it.
All right, we should get to our final thoughts on carrots. So for the Garden of Eatin, we are rating things out of 0 to 5 salad forks. So 5, obviously the highest, and then collectively we'll decide on giving it a green thumbs up or down. Marisa, to my right, veteran of the podcast, we'll begin with you. Your thoughts, your salad fork score for carrots.
Well, something you said really resonated with me. Carrots, they might not be the flashiest vegetable. They might not be making a big splash anywhere. Your mouth might not be watering when you see carrots on a menu.
Mm-hmm.
But they are important.
I agree.
And they have permeated every part of culture. As we mentioned, Bugs Bunny,
Yeah.
Carrot Top. He's not called Tater Top, though that would be a really good name.
Tater Top is a really funny alt version of Carrot
Yeah.
Top. Tater Top?
That'd be you. That'd be your bit.
I think you are
I might be Tater Top.
You have to like shave your head so it looks like a potato.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my head would definitely look like a potato. If I shaved my head and beard, I would look very much like a potato.
That's a really good idea.
You guys laugh, and then I would go to Vegas and be a billionaire.
That guy's fucking funny.
Laugh your fucking dick off.
We swapped his eyes for angry eyes. That was amazing.
Yeah, I think carrots are important. I'm thinking about how they're just a part of pop culture. They're a part of like childhood lore. Like if you eat a lot of carrots, you can see in the dark.
We did not get into that.
I was going to cover this
That's
in.
not
I'll get
That
to
was
it.
huge.
Yeah.
That was huge. If you eat a lot of carrots, they say you will turn orange.
Yeah.
That is true.
So like two pieces of like childhood lore are about carrots.
Your skin would start turning orangish if you ate too much carrots.
If you ate too much carrots. And this is like
That's a good thing?
well, it's
It's a
important.
thing.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important. There have been times where I'm making dinner, maybe I don't know what I'm going to make. If I look in the refrigerator and I don't see carrots, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're really important in a variety of dishes, as we're saying, around the globe.
I mentioned meatloaf, and like sometimes we get a little piece of carrot
There's
in a meatloaf.
carrots in meatloaf.
That is
Mitch.
fun.
There's carrots in everything. And now I guarantee if you're listening to this podcast, you're eating carrots right now, even if you don't know it.
You guarantee
Look in
that?
your bowl. You didn't think you were eating carrots? Look a little closer, buddy. There's a carrot in there.
You think you're swiping your phone right now? You're swiping a carrot.
That is right. I would bet my life on it. You think you're making love to your wife right now?
No.
You have
Check
a carrot in your ass.
Your asshole, buddy. That's a carrot. 5 salad forks.
5
Whoa,
salad
are you
forks.
kidding me?
Wow.
5 salad forks.
5 salad forks. Wow.
Wow.
I love it. I think it's a great score.
John Glover, your thoughts, your salad fork score for carrots.
Okay. I mean, that was so long and so much. I feel
And remember, John, if you go below 4 salad forks, it gets out of the. We forgot the
Elevated
name.
bed. It's
Elevated bed. No, it's not. That
Why is it
wasn't
an
what we.
elevated bed?
I don't remember, but that's what we landed on.
Like the Garden of Eatin. It was
Oh,
like some
okay.
sort of thing of like.
No, but Garden of Eatin is the month.
I know, but it was like Adam and Eve Club or something. It was. There was something else we
Oh,
did.
with, like,
You're
the
in the
Fig
you're
Leaf
in the
Club,
snake's mouth or something.
Snake's mouth.
Yeah. But
So-
you give it a green thumbs. Oh, we'll do it at that.
Well, that's all of us. We'll do that. Yeah.
Wait, so I can't go under 4?
You can absolutely
No, you can.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Mitch
it'll
is
go
just giving
out
you a
of- I'm
warning.
just
I think Mitch
warning
wants
you.
to go north of 4.
Mister,
and he's
if you
trying to persuade
go
me.
under 4, the Doughboys fans are gonna like dox you and like.
I'm gonna go under 4, and I'll tell you how I get there. So, for all the reasons you said, sure, Bugs Bunny had it, but who's watching Bugs Bunny anymore? Right?
Wow.
That's
Um,
fucked up.
I could eat a shit ton of carrots and turn yellow. I don't want to. I've never left my house thinking, I'm going to pick up some carrots today. If I get
Jeez.
carrots, it's because I'm at the store and I see them and I'm like, I guess I'll get carrots. Most of them will go bad. I will go to the store for other vegetables. I'll get celery. I'll get potatoes. I'll get corn. I'll get a lot of other things. I rarely go there for carrots.
Wow.
I find them very middle of the row. I think they're a staple. I think they're important. I think people that don't have high incomes can enjoy them. People that are rich can enjoy them. One thing that I really did love that we didn't talk about here, there used to be a Thai restaurant in Hollywood. And when you would get pad Thai, they would make these long curl carrots that were like, I don't even understand what kind of carrot they used because it was so long. I still think about how cool those are. But that's not enough for me to be above a 4. So I'm giving carrots right in the middle a 2.5.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh my
2.5
God.
salad.
Damning
Wow.
score.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
What would you give? I know you're an onion skeptic. What would you give onions? We reviewed onions earlier. We were pretty enthusiastic.
I see onion. I love green onions.
Oh, you love green
if
onions.
those are
okay.
in there. But just onions, for some reason, it's a personal thing. Like the oil gets stuck in my esophagus, and like I just feel like I taste onions
Right.
much longer than I would want to.
You
I
don't
love
want them on
when-
a burger or a
I-
sandwich.
But
love when I can
caramelized
smell
onions, I could
onions.
eat like a
Same.
bowl full.
So it's
I
raw
want all
onions
day.
specifically.
all day, like French onion soup.
We
Yeah.
like that though. We're
Oh.
saying we like. I want the onion.
I
on
rub
ya.
a cut
I do like
onion
the
all
onion,
over
yeah.
my neck and I drive my husband wild.
What, you guys all like smelling like onions all day? Onions, I would give more than carrots.
Oh, interesting.
I would
Oh
give
my God.
onions 3.5.
But that's
Wow,
only the
okay.
particular preparation of like of grilled onions from In-N-Out Burger.
yeah.
Interesting.
Cut very tiny and like grilled for days.
Yeah.
All right, Spoon Man, what do you think?
As a boy, I had bad vision. I had very bad vision. I've told this before on the podcast. They thought that I had. They thought that I was dumb. They thought that I had learning. They thought
No. You?
They thought that I couldn't read wide.
Right,
Uh-huh,
yes, yeah.
uh-huh.
You just did.
I know.
Did a great job.
But I couldn't because I was extremely nearsighted. I believe I like was holding a book really close to my face to read, and then on the board I couldn't see anything. So I had extreme vision problems. I wore an eye patch for a year.
You had
for
a lazy eye. That's what was the
My lazy eye
diagnosis.
and extreme nearsighted. It was like
Wow.
I almost went blind in one eye. And so I always heard about eating carrots. They always were telling me to eat carrots to better my eyesight. And I got that a lot. That I should be eating more carrots, eat carrots. I never liked them as a boy. I did not like carrots as a kid. I thought carrots were gross,
Yeah.
not a fun vegetable.
Wow.
I liked salad. I liked like lettuce leaves with dressing on it.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite veggie. And I loved corn and potatoes and stuff like that. As I've grown older, Wags, he got distracted by Jemmy.
No, I'm listening.
As I've grown older, I've come to really enjoy carrots. And I was thinking sweet potato, I gave 4 salad forks to. I like carrots just as much as sweet potato. Is that crazy?
Yeah. Well, no, you can do more with the carrots. Sweet potatoes are so good.
Sweet potatoes are good. I
Just
get
a
it. I gave it
baked
4
sweet
forks.
potato.
I had 4 salad forks, but I can't go.
You wanted to go lower though.
I wanted to go lower, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And with carrots, I'm not going below 4 salad forks either. They like I said, when you're eating carrot, I maybe misspoke when I said that they're not versatile because they can go in everything.
Right.
But I'm just saying it's like usually just carrots in the thing. It's like you can tell the carrots are there. Maybe it doesn't blend in as well as other things, but I like it. It adds texture. It's one of the great texture vegetables. It gives you a crisp bite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going 4 forks.
Wow.
And look,
4
on that
salad
crudité
forks.
plate, what's the number one? I know you guys said celery. Carrots, I think. I think
I'm
carrot
with you.
is the most delicious thing on the crudité
Or
plate.
cucumber. Those are really good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think carrot is maybe even my top 3. I
Me
feel like
neither.
I'd rather have a
Jesus
celery.
Christ.
I'd rather have a
Radishes.
cucumber. Radishes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
This is
Yeah.
Pretty much
fucking
anything.
crazy.
Celery would be like someone else can have them.
Or carrots, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, carrots.
I'm not. I'm not.
Cucumber and celery
I feel
over
like I'm,
carrots?
like,
Yes.
my
Are you
mind.
kidding
Definitely
me?
rather.
They're more
This is
mild.
insane.
They're like perfect delivery system.
But
Yeah.
they're both wet. They both dilute the creaminess of the
Ranch.
No, they
You
enhance
get
it.
You get the strong bite with the carrot when you get the ranch on.
You're also like you don't have to be married to having ranch as your only dipping sauce. What if you have some hummus there? That's
great!
delightful.
A better thing to put a carrot in.
Honestly, I do think carrots are better for hummus.
Okay, all right. Well, then maybe I'm alone there, but I will dip a cucumber in some hummus.
Look, let's be real. Cucumbers suck.
Cucumbers are great. I give
Whoa,
cucumbers
whoa,
a
whoa!
higher.
Where are you
I
gonna
love-
get a pickle?
I love pickles. I love that
Cucumbers
preparation.
are
of
then you
great.
love cucumbers.
I love cucumbers as pickles. I don't
Cucumbers are
love
good.
Mm.
I love raisins as grapes.
I love raisins as grapes too. And you know what? I don't mind even raisins. I'm fine with raisins.
Okay.
Mm.
Is it it's safe for dogs to eat? Unlike bunnies, dogs can eat
It
carrots.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna see this.
You know what? I think
She doesn't usually like carrots. I've tried many times, but she's always super interested. But you can totally see if
Let's
she'll
see.
eat
Let's
it.
see. Because I will just say this: my fork score is contingent on whether or not Jemmy eats a little piece of carrot.
Can I just say something really quick?
Jemmy.
You two professors need to be bullied. you professors are fucking.
Jemmy, you want to eat any
What
carrot?
the hell?
You want to
You
eat any
professors-
carrot?
She doesn't want your carrot.
I don't know. I can't get a small enough piece for her to have a little bite.
While
of.
he's doing this, while you were telling that story, I like that you were like, I didn't really have a look when I was young, but now I'm picturing you with like an eye patch, like like cool kid with like, what's up?
It was a skin-toned eye patch that was over.
That's so bad.
It was so bad, and then
Yeah.
you could put stickers on it.
Oh God! Why make it skin tone so people
Scratch
just
and
think you
sniff
have
stickers
no
so
eye?
people are like up in your eye. It
It
smells
was,
like
look, it was 1988, 89.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Here you go, Jemmy. You want a little
That's
piece?
like when you worked at the place. What place was that you worked with your ears pierced?
all American yogurt. I had both my ears pierced, and he made me cover them every shift with Band-Aids.
Oh my God! That's
Everyone
grosser.
just thought I had like cut my ears. Like, what happened to your ears?
That's so much
insane.
grosser.
So
that's,
dumb.
that's so
So
a
much
Band-Aid
grosser.
dangling from someone's ear.
While
That's
they're
horrible.
making your friend's
Yeah, I'd be
yogurt?
so afraid it was gonna fall in my fucking yogurt.
Yeah, that seems so much more less hygienic. What was it like working back in the yogurt mines? Like, was this a place where you'd put together the whole like?
Maybe there's just one professor that needs to be bullied.
I love this guy. Are you kidding me? I've never been more turned on.
You put together. This was the kind of thing where someone would order and they'd say like, "I want some gummy bears, I want some sprinkles, or whatever." You'd assemble it for them.
My first 3 jobs were in soft serve.
Wow.
So I've done it all. Like I did the thing where you have to make the cone and like dip it in the stuff really fast. Malts. Yeah, the all American yogurt was like you put the toppings on. Worst thing about that one was making waffle cones. I don't know if you've ever made a waffle
No, I
cone.
haven't.
So you pour a waffle and then you have this plastic like cone and then you have to pick the scalding hot waffle and like wrap it really quick. That's what I remember the worst. Actually, what was the worst at that job? No offense to my boss. He was in a wheelchair, but part of our job was to help him pull up his pants. So like he would be like, okay, I'm going to lift myself in the wheelchair, and he would lift him, and we had to hook our finger in his belt hoop or whatever and pull up as he sat down. Now, listen, I'm all about helping, but as a high school kid, I was like, what? And I had Band-Aids on my ears. I'm like, where am I right now? This is what like my life is going to be.
That feels really familiar to do.
That's
Jemmy does not seem interested in the carrots. I'll give her one more nibble here.
2 forks.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna maybe bump it up to 4, but I was thinking 3 forks the whole way, and I think that's where I'm gonna land. I do like carrots, but I'm just like not enthused about them, and that's not an exciting vegetable for me. And I feel like it's like, yes, it's versatile, yes, it works in a lot of different contexts, but I don't know. To me, this I hate to be negative here, but I'm just less excited about these things. So I will give them 3 salad forks, but I will give them a green thumbs up.
They get a green thumbs up from me as well.
Yeah.
You're giving why? I mean, I wonder why. Are you gonna give a green thumbs up, John, or or a brown thumbs down?
I'll give it a green thumbs up. I mean, I think they're important.
I like that they exist.
There's not a
I
single brown thumbs down given, I think, in the entire time we've
No,
done
we
this.
like all these vegetables. They all have their place.
And like Marissa said, if you're listening to this right now and you look at your phone, it's a carrot. Like we said before, like everyone is eating carrots, Wags.
Yeah. And you were just listening to someone talk right now. You thought it was Mitch. It was a carrot. Mike in the video. Can you make Mitch turn into a carrot?
Turn me into a carrot.
Just turn him into a big carrot just for a
there's
little.
like a Snapchat filter that's like a big talking carrot.
Yeah, you can turn. Yeah, Mike can turn me into a carrot.
He can do it.
We've all been carrots this whole time.
and they turn us all into carrots just for this, real quick.
Listener, look in the mirror. You are also a carrot.
Yeah.
And then Mike, if you can make it so that when the listener looks in the mirror, they're a carrot.
That seems more complicated.
Okay, well, you can figure it out.
You thought you were jacking off?
I don't know, man. With
It was a
AI.
carrot. We already did the sex one. I de-heightened. It was fine.
No, I liked it.
No, it's good. Perfect.
That was our review of carrots as we close up the Garden of Eatin. It's time for a segment. I got a beverage. We're going to decide if you should pour it down your throat. It is drank or stank. Now, on your Gatorade episode, John Glover, you said you had not had Gatorade in 20 years.
Yeah,
is that correct?
It's not something I buy or drink. It was probably 15, 20 years ago. I think it's something I got when I was really sick, and someone was like, you should keep drinking. Oh, no.
Well,
wow.
Is this carrot Gatorade?
I got the most carrot-adjacent Gatorade flavor, orange, in 3 different varietals.
Wow.
The matching cups have the same thing in it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's right. So Emma, do you know which is which?
Yes,
Because we
I
have the
do.
full sugar, we have the zero, and then we have the Gator Light.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Gator Light is in this top cup.
Wow.
This is the zero sugar on the side and the regular ones.
Regular in the middle.
Okay.
Great.
Wow. Okay. It looks like there's just 3 of each, so y'all can feel free to take a sip if you like. But just we can see if Gatorade, if it feels like a thing you would get again, or if you're fine just not having it for another 20 years.
No, I mean, we're here.
Why not?
Oh, sorry. Did I push that on you?
No, my microphone just popped off also.
That microphone was a carrot. And Mike, if again, just make that a carrot for just
This glass in my hand, carrot.
Okay, so
you might just want to throw in a bunch of carrots just wherever.
The light.
Oh, God. It's like,
This is light.
Emma, is this
This
one?
is
I'm sorry,
light.
this first one's the light. The Gator
That was
Light?
the light, yes.
Okay, so this is like their Pedialyte
It tastes very much like the regular Gatorade.
Oh, it's really salty.
it's like salty and sweet at the same time. And it's like almost like it would be like a medicine. They're like, no, we made the medicine taste good.
yeah, it's Gatorade flavored medicine or like salad dressing.
So that one's a stank, it seems like.
This is a hard.
I like it.
Bummer. You like it.
I give it a drink. I give it a light drink. It's not the best. I do the strawberry kiwi or the strawberry whatever Gator Light, and that's my favorite. That is my favorite. That's my favorite one. Yeah.
I think I'm spoiled with orange drinks because I get orange like Sunkissed or like one of those sodas, and I love it.
Yeah.
So this is like, it's like I left that out for the day. And that's what this kind of tastes like.
Okay, this is Gatorade Zero then.
Gatorade Zero is the next one, yes.
So what is the sugar difference from the one we just had in the Gatorade
So
Zero?
the Gator Light has a lot of sugar. The Gatorade Zero is 0 sugar.
Oh, interesting.
And so it's like 10 calories, I believe. And then the other one's the Gatorade Heavy, which I think is the most sugar.
Okay, wow. So this is just like, doesn't have artificial sweetener in it. It's just less sugar.
I think it has artificial sweetener in it. That's most of its sweetness is coming from artificial sweetener. Yeah, the Gator Light, it's LYTE Light,
I
like
see.
Pedialyte. So it's more meant
I
to be like a
see.
rehydrator as opposed to a something that's healthier because
does-
there's also a
it-
Gator Light Zero.
The Gator Light tastes like prescribed.
Yeah.
It's like something you would have to drink like before like a colonoscopy or something.
That's exactly
I just
what I
had
was
one.
thinking.
Yeah.
I'm having one in a week.
Are you
Wow.
really?
I am.
That's
Should
I
we
just-
all go?
I thought that they had changed it so you only had to drink like that much liquid, and I went to pick up the thing the other day and she like put this empty like jug in front of me.
Oh man, wait, what?
You
Because
did get the jug.
I didn't.
Mitch
I
didn't get the jug.
I didn't get the jug. What they told me to do was I took.
Get a carrot.
I told I just eat one carrot. Dulcolax on the Sunday, and then Dulcolax on the Monday, and then Dulcolax on the Tuesday, and then Tuesday I also drank a full bottle of Miralax over the course of like 24 hours. It was pretty wild.
Oh wow.
Wow, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just got a big empty jug with powder in it. And like you're going to fill this all the way up and slowly drink it through the day, I think.
Oh wow,
That
Yeah.
seems more fun though than just
That-
taking some
I mean, it's
over the
none
counter
of it's
laxative.
None of it's
fun.
fun.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's at least I'm like, oh, I got a project.
You're like,
know?
do you have to get a colonoscopy to get this juice?
I mean, you know what happens after you drink it, right? It's not fun.
I'm aware. Okay, so which one are we on now? Or did everyone have everything?
I tried them all. To me, they all kind of taste the same. Like
Yeah.
if I had a blindfold on, I mean, not that I need it, but if you hadn't told me, I would not be able to tell a difference.
Yeah.
I can tell difference because I have an aversion to artificial sweetener. Like to me, I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night and have a Diet Coke. And so I really liked like that type of artificial sweetener. But then when I stopped having it for a while, for some reason it like lights up a part of my brain that I just like is not yummy at all to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I like full sugar things. Like I prefer the
That's
taste.
like with Coke Heavy. I love it.
I drink.
Was that a carrot? Mike, you got a lot of
Mike,
work
yeah,
to do.
Coke heavy. I've never heard that.
That's fun.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I drink regular Cokes almost every day. Probably not great, but you know, what are you going to do?
Is it as bad as a
That's
Diet
living, though.
Coke? I
That's
don't
so
know.
fun.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
just
know.
sugar
I
intake.
get the little ones. I get the minis.
Oh, that's not
That's-
the
Yeah,
same
it's-
thing.
it's-
90 cals. That's all you're
Right.
doing. You're
So,
I
good.
know.
so would you go? It sounds like of drink or stank. John's going stank on all three of them. What would your verdict be?
The regular Gatorade I would call a drink. The rest of them are stank.
Wow.
Unless like I was like in the hospital and like needing an IV and like it was an emergency.
Yeah.
I don't know. You didn't try them, Wags, but I think that I would go drank for all of them at various degrees. I think that the full sugar Gatorade is the best version of it. Yeah.
Are those ones yours?
Yeah.
Wait, which I'll share with you in a second. But yeah, I think I was just curious because I heard this factoid. I heard that you had it, and I was wondering if it was going to be a revelation for you, but it sounds like it was just as like bad as you remembered.
Yeah, it's what I expected, I think. Yeah.
But if
I'm
you-
very loyal to things. Like I
That's
drink
right.
Diet Coke like almost exclusively as my soda. So yeah, it's just not for me.
if you were to get a Gatorade, you wouldn't get this orange because I get red. if
I
I'm
feel like I would
getting
get
Gatorade.
red probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do Fierce Strawberry now.
That was pretty good.
That's the white one. I like that one. I also like the
No.
blue.
No, it's light
Fierce
pink.
Strawberry is pink.
You're thinking of
okay.
the frost.
It's okay.
You're thinking of cherry. That's okay.
He's so
Okay.
upset. It's
I
okay.
feel really dumb.
And I do
I was just looking at it yesterday. I was like, oh, that's for strawberry. It wasn't. It was-
Glacier Freeze. I like a lot.
I
You
do
were
like
looking
Glacier
at a
Freeze.
carrot.
Fruit Punch was my favorite for a very
Yeah.
long time, and then I got off of it. It's too. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it as much
Too
anymore.
childy.
A little bit. I will say that I was kind of I settled on the orange because I was like, that's carrot adjacent, but I kind of wanted to get some more like interesting flavors. Like they have like a lime cucumber now or something. I was just having trouble tracking down some of the more interesting
I
Gatorade
think you did
flavors.
great.
Okay, well, because I ended up,
You did good.
I
This
went to
is
the 7-Eleven and I ended up at the local Smart and Final, which is a grocery chain in the Western U.S. And then they have a little on-brand style fun fact,
Oh, great.
which
Okay.
maybe you know. Do you know the origin of the name Smart and Final?
I
No.
don't.
It was founded in 1914. This sounds insane. By J.S. Smart and H.D. Final.
No
Those are their
way.
names.
That's wild.
Come
It's
on.
true. Two guys named Smart and Final.
That is wild.
That's insane.
Isn't that so wild?
Do
Yeah,
people know
really
that
good.
you are Nick Doe and he's Mitch Boyce?
I think. Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because I people do know me as Nick Doe, but actually my full legal name is Nicholas Frank Weiger, and sometimes I go by Frank, which means it's time for another edition in This Week in Hot Dog News in Let Me Be Frank.
Oh my God.
Hot dog, simmer in the city. Grate on my grill, getting greasy and gritty. Toast bun, don't it look pretty? Sucking on a dog like you're sucking on a titty. Pork and beef, sausages and long bread, rolling on a roller grill, mustard and relish. One bite, it's a different world. Swap dog bites with a girl. Munch on, and chomp all night. Despite the farts, it'll be alright. That taste, when the casing has snapped. Later that day, you'll for sure have to nap as it simmers in the city like you're sucking on a titty. You ain't nothing but a hot dog, frying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hot dog, frying all the time. You ain't never been a burger and you ain't no lunch of mine. Well, they said you a sandwich. Well, that was just a lie. And they said you a sandwich. Well, that was just a lie. You're just a bun around a wiener, so you sure don't qualify. We don't need no good nutrition. We don't need no portion control. No healthy dishes in the kitchen. Eat or leave them dogs alone. Hey, eater, leave them dogs alone. All in all, it's just another Frank on the grill. All in all, you're just another Frank on the grill. We know hot dogs are bad. Worse than bad, they're flavorless. It's like sausages everywhere are past their expiration date, so we don't go out to eat anymore. We sit in our homes and slowly the takeout portions we order are getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our kitchen. Let me have my hot dog toaster and my Uber Eats and my 7 brands of mustard. Fuck. Just leave me alone. Sorry. And my 7 brands of mustard I keep in the fridge, and I won't eat anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get fat. I don't want you to go on a hunger strike. I don't want you to diet. I don't want you to write to Colonel Sanders because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the high cholesterol and the shrinkflation and the Russian dressing and the discarded ketchup packets in the street. All I know is that first, you gotta get fat. You gotta say, I'm a Doughboys fan. Hot dog, damn it. My life has little to no value. So I want you to get up now. I want all of you to stand up out of your chairs, or at least sit up a little bit for once, you fat fucks. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm fat as hell and I'm not gonna frank this anymore. I want you to get up right now, sit up, go to your windows, open them and stick your head out and yell, I'm as fat as hell and I'm not gonna frank this anymore.
Wow. Very stirring, Mitch. Well done. So this is Let Me Be
That's
Frank.
the most I've fucked up.
You did great.
That was great.
Emma, fix that for me, would you please?
I also just have to say it is so disorienting to watch that without hearing the backing track.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I guess we could have had headphones for everybody.
They were there, but
They were
there. Okay. I didn't have them over here. It was a wild experience. Maybe better, honestly.
We've done I'm fat as hell, but we worked it into this now, or you did.
That's right. Yeah.
Wags very nicely to me said, did you write the network thing this morning? I said, no, I forgot. And then he said, I got it, and he sent it to me.
I figured it out. All right, let's Mitch. So we're going to go ahead and...
Have you guys seen Network?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
All-timer. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I really enjoy it.
What year is that?
1976, I want to say.
That's a great guess.
I don't think I have seen it.
It's great.
Watch it. It's been a
Man,
while.
1976, yeah.
Oh, nice.
1
That
year
was a good
after
year, too, for
Jaws,
movies.
huh?
Yeah.
God, was a great year
Good
for
year.
movies. Sidney Lumet.
1 year before Star
What,
Wars.
Kramer versus Kramer.
That's
What year was
that's
that? Is that
wild.
76?
I'll look up the 1976 box office. While we're doing that, Mitch, you want to Google hot dog, and we're looking for hot dog news. And I thought we'd do this since we have On Brand here. If we could look for a brand of hot dog. So I'm going to pitch, you could do Oscar Mayer, you could do Hoffy.
Ballpark.
What's that?
Ballpark.
Ballpark's a great one. So maybe we could just
Wait,
look
so
for
do you
some
not
brand
want me
news.
to look for hot dog news?
Well, you can look for hot dog news, but I was just going to maybe add, you can just add a brand name just to see if anything else comes up.
I mean, the first news thing of hot dogs is very funny.
Okay, great.
Is it the eating contest thing?
It is not, though. That's big news that I'm sure is on here. But the first news item from 2 days ago is watch Anderson Cooper try mustard on a hot dog for the first time.
Jesus Christ. Fucking, just a fucking alien.
We are living in the worst times of ever.
That's like when Teresa Heinz Carey, John Kerry's wife, was at a Wendy's and she looked at chili on the menu and said, "What's that?"
What's chili? So, Wags, one of the big ones. This is from Chicago Sun-Times. Here we go. Joey Chestnut set for a chow down showdown with rival hot dog eater, and we're talking about Kobayashi.
Yes.
Which a lot of the news here, which we wanted to talk about, Joey Chestnut breaking off from the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on the July 4th weekend. Or is it on July? Actually on July 4th?
It is, yes. So we've established we're recording on June 17th. So this will be a little bit dated by the time this episode is out. But yes, him and Kobayashi are having a little side match that's disconnected from the official Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Wow. They can't get enough.
I mean, I am excited. I will tune into this. It's going to be Labor Day. People were very upset that it was that it's not going to be on 4th of July. It's going to be a Labor Day weekend. But I'd say Labor Day weekend is probably the other. That's the other big grill day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
That feels right on theme.
Was there something about someone? I thought I saw a headline that someone was no longer allowed to represent them because they did a vegan brand.
Oh, there was something else going on. There is
Joey Chestnut.
Yes, this was the Impossible
That's
brand. I think he did endorse Impossible hot dog specifically. Actually, I don't remember.
I think it's
thought it
Impossible
was.
brand entirely. I don't think it's hot dog specifically, but Nathan said he can't compete in their hot dog competition anymore because he took a sponsor from a rival brand. Basically, is what happened.
Wow. So not that it was a vegan brand, just that it was another brand.
I think it's
another
a
brand,
rival
yeah.
brand. I'm sure it doesn't help.
Okay.
that
It feels
it's a
like
vegan
Nathan's.
brand.
It feels like Nathan's is fucking up in some
A big
way,
time.
right?
They
For
are
sure.
100%.
It also feels weird for him to be a hot dog eating champion for Nathan's and then take sponsorship from another meat brand. It feels like a weird choice
that
on
is
both
weird.
sides, but I don't know.
Can
I
I
don't know shit
just-
about hot dog eating.
Can I just say I cannot stand food eating contests. I can't watch them. I find the whole thing very
Interesting.
Will you get over to the professor, Coach?
What, you love them? You love to watch a guy shove 40 hot dogs in his mouth in a minute?
Wet hot dogs dunked in
They
water.
dunk him in water and just deep throat him.
I'm amazed by human excellence, so I do kind of like it from that standpoint of just oh, you're this good at this thing. I like seeing the best at anything.
Get over here on this couch.
Slobby professor. Slimer. We like Slimer eating all
I
the
do
hot
like Slimer eating
dogs.
all the hot dogs. It's a lot.
Oh.
To me, it goes into that like David Blaine. I like the David Blaine trips when
sure.
he's in the ice or something like that. Something like that is pushing the limits of the human body. But I don't like David Blaine when he's burping up frogs.
That's disgusting. I don't
Oh,
wanna see
Yeah,
that
to me,
shit.
this
That's
is closer.
nasty.
The hot dog eating contest is closer to David Blaine burping up frogs than it is.
I
This is the
agree.
thing that happens with Blaine a lot. He burps
Yes,
up
he
frogs.
Does.
Like,
You'll be
A
at dinner
third
and he'll
of the
just pull
show
a
is
goldfish
burping up
out.
frogs. I'm telling you.
But then he does
Kelly.
other really cool things.
Yeah. The highest grossing films of 1976, I have this up here.
Wow.
Number one, Sylvester Stallone movie. Come on.
Rambo.
It's not Rambi. It's Rambo. It's Rocky. I said Rambi.
Oh, sorry.
It's Rambi is the
Imagine that
rhino.
mashup.
Rambi is the rhino from Donkey Kong Country. You don't have to imagine it exists.
Wow.
Number two, a Barbra Streisand movie.
Nuts?
Not Nuts.
Oh,
this
that's
is a.
Funny girl.
It's musical adjacent. It's been remade a bunch of times.
Oh, the
Star
Star
is
is Born?
Born.
Star is Born. That's right.
Born.
Number three, another movie that's been remade a bunch of times. But these days, you might see this famous character wielding the Beast Glove. Beast being an acronym.
Beast
Beast
Glove.
Glove.
He sometimes battles other monsters. It's a big 8 movie.
Kong.
It's a King Kong
King
movie.
Kong.
It's
Oh,
the
the one
King
with what's her
Kong, the
name?
Jessica Lange
Oh.
one.
Lang.
Number
Lang
four, This is a movie I've forgotten about, but I think I have seen this at a certain point. This is a Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor movie.
Oh.
Comedy thriller.
Is this the one where is it See No Evil? Is it the one where they?
No, it's not that one. It's not Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
Hear No Evil.
I'm better in the 90s, I think.
It's Silver Streak is the movie.
Oh,
Silver Streak.
Number 5, a political thriller. One of the defining ones of the genre.
Oh.
A big boy one.
Is it the Watergate movie?
Yes, All the President's Men
President's
is
Men.
the title.
Yeah.
The rest of the top 10, The Omen, the original, Bad News Bears, the original, The Enforcer, In Search of Noah's Ark, and Midway.
Wow.
The bottom half of those I do.
Would never have gotten Midway. In Search of Noah's Ark, I only know of because of the Blank Check podcast, and it was one of those ones that was like a fake Christian documentary where they're like, we found Noah's Ark.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did I do an
fun.
okay job with the network speech?
I thought you did great,
That was great.
I gotta apologize to
Ned Beatty. Oh, not Ned Beatty. It was Peter Finch, who was the actor.
Peter Finch.
Yeah.
Are you texting him right now to apologize?
Yeah.
I think he passed away.
Yeah, he's not answering.
He's a carrot.
Oh, carrot. Oh no. I guess it's like when someone becomes a vegetable. If you're like in a coma,
Yeah.
right? You're like
If like the
That's
nurse
dark.
is in the hospital and they're like, I think you should consider pulling the plug. Your grandmother
Is a carrot.
She's a carrot.
Tell me she's not a carrot, doctor.
What is
the hell
happening
is
out
going
there?
on?
A child
There's
at the
small
door.
children trying to get into the street.
Did that happen before
Kids
too?
just outside.
There's
Why?
baby
I
carrots.
think it's Amir Cohen's kids.
Okay.
Should we just open the curtain, show them Weiger, and have them run off?
They ran off
No,
screaming.
we can't afford that lawsuit.
Okay, as brand enthusiasts, I do you ever mess with the veggie dogs? Do you ever like a Life House or whatever the brand was?
Yes, and I struggle with those.
Yeah. I haven't found a good one.
I haven't found a good one. Well, actually, the best one that I've had is the hot dog on a stick does a veggie dog. Have you had that one?
I've had hot dog. Oh boy, did I get the veggie dog?
They
last
do a
time. I think
veggie
I
dog,
got the
and
cheese.
I don't know what brand they use,
Yeah.
but that is the best one I've had. The ones that
Wow.
are like the grocery
Wow.
store ones, they get a little pasty, and then on the grill, they kind of like the skin like kind of bubbles. Like
Yeah, I don't
bubbles
like
and
that at all.
peels
It's
and
very
blisters.
unappealing.
It's unappealing. Hot dog on a stick is the best version of a veggie dog, unless they've just been giving me real hot dogs, and I'm just like, oh, a veggie dog. I just didn't double check. But those are the best ones. Yeah, I struggle to find a good vegetarian hot dog.
John, do you have any fandom for any particular dog?
For hot dogs?
Yeah, for a brand.
You know, I have found myself in the last year coming back to Oscar Mayer all beef wieners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried them all. Did you say no or?
No, I think that's. I
Oh.
mean, Oscar Mayer, I think, makes a great dog.
They do. I used to feel like I had to get Hebrew National. I went through a ballpark phase. I've hit all the dogs that, and Hoffy is new to me, and those are quite good.
I do like a Hoffy, yeah.
I never knew about them. I kind of thought they were like trash dogs.
Well, so Pink's I think has Hoffy, and then Pink's is kind of not like the best. Like I don't know if you're
Did we
Pink's
go to Pink's with
enthusiast.
you?
I've had a couple.
No, not with
We
me.
never
No,
went to Pink's.
yeah.
Okay.
Anytime I'll be there, day or night.
They have celebrity the
Yeah.
Betty White
They
dog.
do, yes, yeah. Here, I actually did search for Hebrew National on my preferred search engine, Microsoft Bing, to see if there was any news, and I found the headline is, unfortunately,
in
it's
a
fucking
pop-up.
paywalled. Nassau Provisions in Hotsville expands product lines and grows customer base. So I don't really know exactly what's happening there, but whatever this company here is seems to be on the grow.
Okay, so here's a fun news item. Why is the Wieners Circle fighting with Portillo's? A confusing PETA stunt sparks beef.
Ooh.
And so for the social media spat started last week when Ingrid Newkirk, the founder and president of PETA, announced that she would celebrate her 75th birthday by driving around Chicago in a pig transport truck covered with images of real pigs crammed into crates on their way to the slaughterhouse. Wiener Circle responded, "Pigs are too smart." This is on their Twitter. "They aren't on our menu. If you want pigs, go to Portillo's Hot Dog. They've got plenty of it on their menu." And start a little beef wise
Wow.
between Wiener Circle and Portillo's.
Wow.
Look, that's an extreme way to
Yeah.
It's an extreme way to drive around for your 75th birthday to drive around in.
I mean, go to Cheesecake Factory. Come on, like
Yeah,
go to a movie.
get a veggie option at
get
Cheesecake
Get a
Factory.
veggie option at Cheesecake Factory. Just enjoy your day with your friends.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, and this is one of those things that happens, is that first off, what's the hot dog news of the day is dominated by one story, which is Joey Chestnut's expulsion from the Nathan's Famous contest. And then the other thing that always happens is that we get a bunch of things about dogs and hot cars, which is never fun. When you search for hot dog news, you read about some poor Labrador. Yeah.
Jemmy's putting her paws over her eyes right now.
Mitch, do you have one more, or should we close up and let me be frank?
Here's how to throw a hot dog party. Joey Chestnut banned from Nathan's. This is the big one. Joey Chestnut.
Hot dog party. That's John's website.
So it's 1994. I was scared as hell. You know what I make? I feel like probably more than most people are hot dogs like wrapped up in like a crescent roll. Those little like
that's so
pigs
fun.
in a blanket.
I love those.
I probably do that like once a month.
Once a month.
Do?
Wow.
Like just for one, just for you.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll
You
make
get a
like
can of crescent rolls and just roll those.
I'll
bad
make like
boys up.
8, and it makes 2 meals.
What a hoot that is.
That's great. That's fun.
Look, so much of this is so much about Joey Chestnut being banned from
That's the
Nathan's,
problem,
and
yeah.
then going against Kobayashi on Labor Day, which will be on Netflix. What a great network Netflix is.
We love it.
We love it. They pay everyone very well. And then the other one is there's like dumb stuff like, what is that neon green topping on Chicago style hot dogs? I don't know how that is a news item right now, but here is one that I thought was interesting.
Wow.
Can the seafood hot dog...
Ew.
That's right. Can the seafood hot dog succeed in the U.S.?
Interesting.
Not with like
disgusting.
big chunks of rubbery shrimp in it.
That sounds
A
vile
big,
to
like,
me.
Seafood hot dogs have failed to hook diners in the United States. Could that change? That is the question.
What is
No.
it? Fish
The
or is
answer
it
is
like
no.
clams?
A few years ago on a summer night in Cambridge, Massachusetts, I had a hot dog that surprised me so much. I'm thinking about now. The Sea Dog from the wine bar Dear Annie. It was plump, but pallid, almost vampiric against its grilled bun.
Oh.
A
Who wrote
squiggle
this? A seal? Sealnews.net?
the writer is A. Seal,
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
not sure.
All
Very
right, I
suspicious.
think that's a seal.
Made with shrimp, scallops,
Mm-mm.
or scallops. My mom's going to be pissed. And haddock. The Sea Dog existed at the intersection of a shrimp roll, fish cake, and a hot dog. With the lively springiness of a good fish ball and clean, delicate flavor of seafood.
See, look, I like seafood. I like a fish ball. That can all be fun. I
Yes.
love a lobster roll, which is on a hot dog bun.
Love a lobster
love a
roll.
fish sandwich. All this stuff is fun. I just kind of feel like with hot dogs in particular, I've tasted like chicken franks. I've tasted turkey franks. I've tasted a lot of different veggie franks, especially when I wasn't eating meat. They never the same.
Mm.
Like it's like either a beef frank or a pork and beef frank is just like the best version
I think
of
turkey dog is the next.
It is, but it still
Best.
tastes different. And if you're
Sure.
trying to have as far removed, because a turkey burger is a decent simulacrum of a beef burger, but you can still tell it's different. Once you get as far away from animal proteins as you're dealing with seafood, I feel like it's not going to taste anything like the dog you like. It's just
Look,
going to be a whole different
I
thing.
should-
Maybe it's good, but I'm just
I
skeptical.
don't know.
Wags doesn't eat pig anymore. I should stop eating pig, but I will say I do like a hot dog that has pork product. in
Pork
it.
is delicious. No shame against anyone who eats pork. It's not the individual choice that's the issue. It's the system.
It seems like all the ingredients in it could be good if you just squeeze them out of that tube and put them on like a toasted bun.
That
right?
seems better.
Yeah.
I'd rather have just like a shrimp toast or
Yeah.
something. Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Anyway.
That was a Let Me Be Frank brand edition, just like a restaurant.
We
Insider
really threw
feedback.
him a curveball. We did a full segment. I don't know how we're going to top it after this.
I'll tell you how we're going to top it. We're going to take a question from the feedback.
I love the length of this show.
Let's open the feedback. Today's
It
email
goes in
from
waves
Tess.
where you're like, oh man, we're really running out of stuff again. Then you kind of have another high.
Yeah.
But
It
you're
reminds me of like a sleepover when like 2 a.m. runs around and you're like, oh, I feel like I could literally fall asleep at any minute. And then somebody like busts out like a bag of marshmallows and then now you're up till 5 a.m. and you're
Yeah.
kind of like having the best time of your life. That's how I feel when I'm with you guys.
Oh, that's too
Aw.
kind.
Same.
Aw.
So fun.
Today's email is from Tess. Tess writes, Loving the show from the land of Hungry Jacks. Wow, Australia. Hello down under.
Oh.
I eat burgers in a very normal way, except when I eat a Big Mac, starting with the plain bun layer, I eat each individual layer separately.
Insane.
My
That's
question,
not
is there a food that you eat weirdly, love in good health? Well, we talked about the way you eat carrots, like a corn cob. Is there anything else like that just is a very unusual way of eating?
Okay, I could do several different things here. I could tell you something really gross from my childhood. I could tell you how I eat pizza.
I do want to hear that.
Okay, I'll do both. Okay, I'll start with pizza because it's less gross, and then they'll stick with me, and then they'll leave me when I tell them the other one. Pizza, I eat it. I usually peel off the triangle of cheese. I hate myself. I roll that up. I eat that like a little cigar kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I only like the slime part underneath that of the crust, and then I scrape that slime off.
It sounds like you don't like pizza at all.
And then I leave the dry triangle.
Wow.
So
What do you
that's
scrape it off with, your fingernails?
no, usually a fork. A fork. I'm not insane. I use cutlery.
And then you leave the dry triangle and then you just not eat it?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're just
Stop
starting
saying
most
dry
of the
triangle.
So with the dry triangle, sometimes if the crust is
Dry
really good,
triangle
I'll
is
eat it.
triggering
But
for
that
Mitch.
tends to. What'd you say?
The term dry triangle is really triggering for Mitch. It hits a little too close to home.
Took him a second to get that.
Me too. I'm
Also,
sorry.
soft serve earlier was also triggering for me. There was a lot of things that you said that has been triggering me. Soft serve, dry triangle. Ugh.
It's a rough episode for you.
They all are.
All right, so this is just whatever. I'll just put it out there. So when I was young, I don't know why I did this. When I ate Ritz crackers, I would eat like 8-10 Ritz crackers at once and just have this big ball of like crumbs in my mouth, and I would like moisten it with saliva and then spit it out in my hand and then roll that up into a ball and then eat that ball like an apple.
That is
Wow,
disgusting,
that's
first of all.
insane.
But also, I don't blame you. I think didn't someone else also have something like that?
I can't remember it specifically.
We had
but it sounds
someone else.
familiar.
I feel like there's someone else
I
who's.
think it was the Oreo. Someone did something with the Oreo centers where they made like a big ball of frosting.
Yes, there was
Oh.
someone
That sounds
balling
right.
up food.
That
in a
sounds
similar
better.
way.
You made a matzo ball.
I made basically I made
You did make a
a
matzo ball.
You invented matzo balls.
So
Toss
yeah,
that
there's
in
a
some
couple
broth.
for you.
A couple that come to mind. One I've talked about on the podcast, which is that when I was a fellow boy, I would just have croutons and blue cheese dressing, and I would just take the
Yum.
least
Not even
healthy
that
part of it.
crazy.
It's not even that weird, but I mean, just like it's like the least healthy part of it.
Spoon-
It's a
Spoonful of mayo.
salad-less salad.
Exactly. I would take
Yeah.
this and I would have that.
Spoonful of mayo is the weirder
Spoonful
one
of
for me.
mayo is very strange. I would do that as a kid. Yeah, that's making you wince.
That's worse than everything I said this whole show.
The other thing is, since you mentioned pizza, I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I do kind of have a way of eating pizza, which is that I will eat, like, I'll take a couple bites of the sliced part, the triangle, the full triangle, and then I will flip it around, and then I will eat the corners of the crust, kind of leaving a little arrowhead of crust that I could hold on to eat the rest of it. So I've gotten most of the work out of the way because I've eaten the crust, which is less
Wise,
fun.
I do something similar too. I'll eat like halfway down the pizza and then I'll start taking bites to the side so that when it's left, I have like just a small piece of crust.
One little
and
nub
pizza.
of crust
Yeah,
that I can
yeah,
have
yeah,
at the end.
yeah.
Now, if I have a dipping sauce for the crust, then I might like tear pieces off
Sure.
and dip those in something. It's
Changes
a little bit more
everything.
fun. Or if I
So
just
you
have a
guys
dry
are
crust-
just
dry
as
crust.
crazy. Like you just
Yeah.
do different things.
For sure.
Oh, I didn't think that was that crazy.
But it's like it's not just like eating a normal piece of food.
I
Yes.
sometimes will keep the crust to last, but if you're eating the crust as you go, you're not stuck with just a big loaf of crust at the end.
Do you ever do this with a hard shell taco? Do you eat from like the top down? Because I'll do that a lot.
Oh no!
Like I'll take a
Yeah,
bite
I
from the
eat
side.
bites.
I eat
Yeah,
from
yeah.
both sides. Like I'll bite from one
I'll
side
do
and
the
then I'll
same.
bite from the other side.
Yeah,
and then I'll bite
Because
from
it
the
starts to
top.
push the stuff out,
Yeah,
and then you
it
got to go
keeps
catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do. The same thing, Emma.
Have you seen those videos where people will eat tacos and as they're eating it, they'll keep a soft taco, like tortilla, underneath them, and
And
so
you
as
make a taco
everything
with your
drips, then they
leavings.
have a second taco.
Oh, that's so
That is-
smart.
So smart.
That's disgusting.
But it's kind of brilliant.
That is really great.
It is. I guess it is smart.
Marissa, you have any weird ways of eating something?
You know, if anything that is kind of like a crumbly snack, when it gets to the end of the bag, I will pour it in my mouth.
Oh.
And you get a really salty
reasonable.
bite or a really zesty bite. So if it's any kind of like croutons, I love it. I love just eating dry croutons, anything like that.
Yeah, God, so good. Do you like a seasoned crouton?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Do you ever make your own croutons? It's surprisingly easy to do.
It's surprisingly easy to do, but that proprietary brand of dust, like that blend, I feel like it's hard to replicate at home. I like just like the flavored croutons at the grocery store. They're just so zesty.
Like the boxed Mrs. Cubbisons or whatever.
Did you have Caesar salad? Did you have my mom's Caesar salad when you came to my house?
I can't remember. I don't think so. I bet I would have remembered it.
Yeah.
Does she make a good Caesar?
She makes a good Caesar, and we'll do homemade. We'll do Italian bread. Put it in the toaster, you butter it. I like to butter both sides and then garlic salt on there. Cut them up. Those are the croutons.
Mitch, pass me your Gatorade. So
After our snowman contest, we're going to have some Caesar salads at your house. The winner gets Caesar salad.
I would love to have you. You're both welcome to come, and Dave to come to my
wonderful.
plus and
Alistair.
Yeah, the whole crew.
I want one last sip of it. It is salty. You're right that it is salty.
This is the
it's
salty
a little
one?
medicinal
It's
in
salty.
a weird way.
Did that count as a drank or stank, or is that just a fake out?
I think it counts.
So 2 segments.
I don't know. I guess it is. I don't fucking know. They will figure it out on the Doughboys wiki.
I don't eat things too weirdly, is what I was gonna say. I don't. Besides that pizza, I don't.
What about like candies, like Reese's cups? I like peel the top skin of chocolate off.
I don't ever do anything that crazy with that stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what
kind of a rule follower.
Same.
You know what I do? I'm realizing now when I eat ice cream with a spoon, spoon's going upside down in my mouth.
Yes, I do that too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how they do it in scoop shops. Like, I feel like that's the professional way to do it
So
or
you're
something.
supposed to do it?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've seen videos of like people that have like those high-tech tongues that are testers.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you have a nigiri, like a sushi. You're supposed to put the fish side down in your mouth
Because you're hitting more tongue.
Yeah.
I
Maximum
turn
contact.
myself upside down. And I eat my corn like a carrot.
Straight through the cob.
You can have my core. I didn't finish it.
Oh
if you
wow!
need
Look at that!
to.
You really did do a great. Look at this! Look at that! Look at that there!
Wow, that is
corn.
you're
That's
great.
pretty impressive.
Not my first time.
Wow!
Wow, Mitch is looking at that and thinking, that's impressive. What does that reveal?
That's big. How did he get that in his mouth?
That's now I put some ranch on it to be
Now
like,
that's
come.
some homemade ranch.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about your dry triangle.
It's so funny because on our show we've kind of reversed roles. Like I'm kind of dirty in real life, but on our pod I'm not really at all. And she kind of has taken that role.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to be a little dirty again.
Yeah, you're the dirty boy.
We love it.
We should
love it
say
here.
You're the dirty boys.
for listeners who have like they listen to a pod with kids in the car or whatever. Your podcast is clean.
It's
We try to
family
keep it
friendly,
very
yes?
clean.
Yeah.
We beep out swear words and stuff.
I love it.
So that's why when we get here, we really just like take off our tops and let our tits wag around.
Fuck, cum, pussy. Suck my dick.
Earmuffs for those kids in the car who are listening to Doughboys.
Let us know what foods you like to eat weirdly. #MyFreakyFood. And if you have a question or comment about the world of chain restaurants, you can email us at feedback@birdfuck.com or leave us a voicemail at 830-GODO. That's 830-463-6844. And to get the Doughboys Double, our weekly bonus episode, plus our entire pre-2018 back catalog, subscribe at patreon.com/Doughboys. Our producer is Emma Erdbrink. Our associate producer is Amelia Marino. Our engineer is Casey Donahue. Our video editor is Mike Dorfman.
Wags, we've eaten the Garden of Eatin has been cleared out.
We have cleared out the Garden of Eatin.
We're closing it down.
All that's left is one forbidden apple.
And the Lorax. The sad Lorax.
Yeah, the Lorax is the bomb.
Are you going to eat the forbidden apple?
Yeah, we're gonna fuck
we're
it.
gonna
You know why? You know that Wags fucked an apple.
Yeah, he fucked an apple. And then you ate it after, right?
Yeah. What else am I gonna do? All right. John,
have you ever fucked anything weird?
I haven't. I myself haven't fucked anything weird, but I used to be turned on by this porn of a guy who fucked a calzone and guys who fucked watermelons. I find it very exciting. Like when someone's that horny, they're like, "Fuck it, I'll just fuck this watermelon." I find that hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Then you're like, little old me happens to stroll over. Well, he'll be like, "Oh God, get this watermelon out of here now." Now we're in business.
Oh man, now I don't know if I'm gonna watch the Celtics Game 5 or watch this watermelon fucking video. I gotta choose between the two. The calzone fucking seems a little
You gotta let it cool down.
You gotta let it cool down.
You can't do it like right when it's
But
delivered.
doesn't it have like meatballs and stuff in it? Aren't you
Listen,
bumping
when
into
you're
stuff?
listen, I don't get involved in the logistics of the porn.
They ordered a calzone from a restaurant. Somebody made that like lovingly.
Yeah.
Grandmama's recipe.
It's still love making if you think about it.
True.
It's true.
It's the highest honor.
It's
for
all
a
about
chef.
love.
Someone fuck your thing.
John
These
Glover.
poor there's children on the other side of this.
I know. That's what I'm realizing.
Oh, they left. They
my
heard what was
God.
going on here. They took off.
All right, good.
John Glover, Marisa Pinson. The podcast is on brand with John and Marissa. Everyone should subscribe to this if you like Doughboys. It's a wonderful pod. It's got such a great sense of fun, and it's genuinely super duper informative, as I was saying earlier. I hope people check it out. Tell everyone about the pod.
Yeah, so we cover a new brand every week. We do some old brands, like nostalgic brands. We've done like Blockbuster and Beanie Babies. And then we, have fun learning about new brands like Liquid Death or Crocs. So, it's the same way like you guys are with Doughboys. You're here to celebrate chain restaurants. We're celebrating brands. We John with his Emmy award-winning research. We get into the history and we take turns picking a brand each week to teach the other one about. And so each week is a whole new brand, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. We've been doing it for a year, and if you want to check it out, it's everywhere you can find your podcast. You can go to Instagram at On Brand the Pod, and you can see videos of me and John's beautiful faces.
And what
from the
I think
show.
is really fun about it is we don't know what the other person's brand is until we start recording. So I love that. I never know what she's going to do. It's always a surprise, and then I like learning too.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Have you been on in the last year?
We did. Yeah, we did. It was for a double, the candy corn. You probably
That's
can't
right.
remember it because
Oh
everyone
my
was so
God.
ill
That
from
was so disgusting.
a candy corn
We did a
power
candy corn
hour.
power
I was gonna
hour,
say,
which
how
you
have we
didn't
not
do,
had
which I
you-
So
like.
this is kind of like my second veggie episode because I ate
That's
corn.
true. You ate just regular corn. That was smart.
How have we not had you guys on in the last? The podcast's been out for a year.
I know,
We're
I
back.
I know
know.
we just hit a
We're
year.
back.
Yeah.
It's insane.
No, but
It's
we're
good to be
so
on the main
happy to be
feed.
here. Like we've wanted to come on your show, and like I said, a lot of our listeners know her, and have wanted us to come on the show. So like I'm like excited for our listeners to know that we did this.
We'll get
Well,
you
you're
back. We'll
welcome back
review,
whenever,
we'll review
yes.
a
Thank
proper
you.
chain. We'll
Yeah.
figure that out so we can have the fun side of the podcast.
And
but
you
this
guys
was a
will
hoot.
see each other at the Arby's Memorial.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll get something a little better to eat too. But
I keep
There's a new restaurant, Karen's Carrots, that we could probably do.
as good meat and veggie options.
Yeah.
next time you'll just do liquids, and we'll get water.
You guys have done ice.
We
have done ice.
Water episodes.
We have done
Yeah,
4 different water episodes.
waters.
Should I
Yeah.
explain that at all or no?
So Mitch used to. There's this place called. Is it called Karen's Carrots?
Karen's Carrots. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real place.
It's a real place called Karen's
No.
Carrots. I don't know if it still exists, but we're on a group chat, or one of several group chats we're on together. Mitch would just occasionally say, someone was looking for restaurant recommendation. Mitch would say, Karen's Carrots has good meat and veggie options. And everyone was like, what are you talking
Wait, is
about?
that real?
Yeah.
Is that a real sentence or like?
It was real, but Wags, I got news for you.
Yeah.
Karen's Carrots never existed.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was
This was a
fucking with
lie?
you forever.
There's no Karen's Carrots?
There's no Karen's Carrots.
Am I the only one who
perfect
didn't know it was a
episode for
fake
this to
restaurant?
Karen's Carrots was fake.
Does
and
Jack Allison know that it's... Because you were telling him, too.
Jack knows that it's
Jack
fake.
knows it's fake?
But not a lot of people know it's fake.
And that's
This
why,
is wild.
And we knew, and that's why we picked carrot.
For years, I told
Welcome to
people
On
go
Brand with John and Marissa. You're on our show.
Wow, this is the prestige.
I told people for years that Karen's Carrots was a real restaurant.
And you say it
That's
has
incredible.
good meat and veggie options.
And I think I made a fake Karen's Carrots logo.
It was
an
to the
old
point.
name tag you. Oh, I actually left this on.
So wait, so you made this joke just for you, and then you
Yeah.
would gradually let people in.
Yeah. I
Okay.
let 1 or 2 people in, but I would to the point of what? Yeah,
I've recommended Karen's Carrots to people. I said Karen's Carrots, which says has good meat and veggie options.
and you know what, Wags? To keep up the work,
Yeah.
I've recommended to people in front of you, and it's fake.
To what end? What
Does
is
Karen's
this bit?
Carrots have a Yelp? We need to make a Yelp.
There was like there was a place that was like Karen's Carrots, and like I think I used a lot of images for that to trick people. To what end? Because I had fun doing it. It was very fun to lie to you about Karen's Carrots.
Hey,
This is like, by the way, like 6 years old.
I know
Karen's
this is such an
Carrots.
old
God.
bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
It's fake.
This is
Cute.
insane. It's such a perfect reveal for the end of
Yeah.
the Carrot Show. I love this.
I love it too. On Brand with John and Marissa. Everyone check it out. Until next time, for the Spoon Man Mike Mitchell, I'm Nick Weiger. That'll do it for this episode of Doughboys. I said it in the wrong order.
See ya. You okay? Are you?
It's supposed to be that, and this that'll do it for this episode of Doughboys. Until next time for the Spoon Man Mitchell, I'm Nick Weiger. Happy eating, but I said in the wrong order, so I got thrown. I'll just take it again. Hey, Emma, you'll fix this in post.
Sure.
That'll do it for this episode of Doughboys. Until next time for the Spoon Man Mitchell, I'm Nick Weiger. Happy eating.
See ya.
Want to dress like the Doughboys? Get all your favorite Doughboys merch at doughboys.kinshipgoods.com. Sources for the intro are in the episode description.
That was a Headgum podcast.